33rd?
Ah, yeah.
33rd?
That's right.
Yeah. Alright. Alright. We're gonna start it, right?
Yeah.
So I like to say Shalom Akim,
Shalom.
Kal Halayim, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. You know, double honors the apostles, and then some great those who not grow well. Peace and salutation to the Akim of the word that pushes through the sincerity, day in, day out. You understand? Because we know there is not something that is just when you come out here. You understand? Being a man of the Lord is something 24/7. Even when you're home, you're doing videos. Even when you're not doing videos, you might be studying. Even when you're not studying, you're still keeping the ordinance of the Lord. You understand? You're meditating on scriptures. And the scriptures you can bring off me that is Joshua 1:8. You know you're meditating on these scriptures because there is where your mind has had to be focused on. Right? Your mind has had to be focused on these scriptures day and night. This word is what has keep you stable. This word is what has keep you and make it different from everybody else. You understand? From being in that Gentile state of mind. All these people here out here, their mind not on the Lord. Their mind not on doing what is holy. Their mind not on, they don't sit down and think, you know, what I could do that righteous today, but you know, what I could do to please the Lord. They don't think like that. They just think about pleasing themselves.
Yeah, this is the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
You see, you say, thou shalt observe to do according to all that is written therein. So these are the things that we had to study and rehearse. Right? We had to do these things to make sure we walk that perfect walk according to the scriptures. Right?
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
And this is really how you make your way prosperous. Not just working until you drop. You understand? Not chasing that paper trail. You know, trying to get money. You understand? To want to be some big millionaire in this world. You understand? A truly prosperous man is one that is according to the Lord. You understand? One that is do the will of the Most High. Because Job was perfect. You understand? He was perfect when he was rich, and he was perfect when he became poor. And then he was.
Who was the Messiah?
Who was the Messiah? Who was him? Who was he? His name? His name in Hebrew was Yahushai. That was his name. They call him Jesus Christ because that is the translation that was given.
The answer may correct. We don't call him Jehovah.
Jehovah is what it is called in Most High.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And you believe he was a Muslim too?
No, he wasn't.
Yes. Don't go into that argument.
Well, we didn't come here to argue to start with. We didn't come here to argue with anybody. We come here to edify.
Muslim people have these things.
Alright, but if that is what you believe, then alright. But we believe
Christ was a
that
Muslim.
we believe that he was
Who was
Hebrew.
Abraham?
Huh?
Who was Muslim?
He was
Go back in scripture.
Abraham was from Israel. Abraham was from the tribe of Levi.
What's it? These guys and them was Muslim.
Well, according to what we read, he was from the tribe of Levi, which was one of the tribes of Israel.
You know, right now, you know we hearing about plenty.
Right?
The ISIS and Boko Haram, and these are the things we hearing now. And if you know, I hate them.
Alright, yeah, man. Right, so this is really a good success, as they talk about, right? It's not about just making money, you know, going on a paper trail and so forth, like I was saying. And like these are things that brothers have to dwell in on a daily basis, because this is a part of your walk. And just like I had a rapper who sang a song. He say we walk the same path, but we got different shoes. You know, we live in the same building, but we got different views. Already and truly, even though all brothers might be on the same path, everybody's journey is different. You understand? Everybody have their own particular walk to walk. They have their own trials to face and their own things to go through. Right? To get up from in like Philippians 2 verse 13, I believe it is. Either 2:11 or 2:30. You say, work out your own salvation.
Philippians 2.
Yeah, 2 verse 11 or 2.
And every tongue.
2? Which one is this? Philippians 3.
I want to tilt this camera a little down.
Philippians up?
I want to tilt the camera a little bit down.
Nah, I don't know how to tilt it down properly.
Oh.
You can just leave it.
Yeah.
By his means I might attain unto resurrection of the dead.
No. You got your own salvation, fear and trembling. Just now. No, adjust this way. You find it too high? Say, talk about working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Let's fucking get on with it. Because really and truly, when you're in this walk, as I talk about, you gotta make sure you on point. You know? Brothers could only assist you when you need help, when you need strengthening and all these different things. But you as a man of the Lord, have to make sure that you stay in order. Nobody can keep you in order in this truth. You know? You see, even the apostles themselves, they'll be telling men to do the videos. You know, they'll be telling men to get herself right, to do certain things. And that is not because they just want to be on men or because they want to lord over men. But why? Because they're looking out for your soul. As the scriptures talk about.
Okay, bring me the scripture about not only the man will live by bread, but by the word and so on.
Yeah, Matthew 4:4.
If I can remember this scripture.
Bring it.
Bring it on.
Now you are going to
Bring it. That's fine. When I'm ready for this.
This is Matthew 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh.
So that is really what it is live by. It's not just, and that was to show you that it's not just about riches. It's not just about physical bread. You know, people always like to study about the bread that, as the scripture talk about the meat that perish. You understand? It's not just about the meat that perishes, it's also about the meat that is fuel of spirit. It's 2:12. I say in 2:11 and 2:13 and it's 2:12.
12.
Yeah, Philippians 2:12. I was so close. So like
Yeah. This is the book of Philippians chapter 2 verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence.
you see how it say that as ye have always obeyed it. But the scriptures talk about it. Say ye have reserved men unto him that have not bent the knees down unto Baal. It always had men, as I said, it always had men from since the beginning and even up to now that always try to do the things of the Lord. You don't have to chase them and run them down to do the things that they had to do because they know what they had to do and they just rehearse it. You understand? Anytime a man had to chase you to do what you're supposed to do with the truth, then you gotta check yourself. You understand? As a man of the Lord, you know the destruction that's coming. You know the mess with people in. You know how much of a blessing it is to even understand the things you understand. You understand? Because at the end of the day, the Lord had to keep you with this. He can wait until close to the last minute and then throw you away. You don't have to be here. You don't have to make it. If you understand these things, you will do what is necessary of you. And the Lord always had men like that. Since the days of Jeremiah, since the days of Moses, and even up to today, you always have men reserved unto him that will always do what it is he saying. You don't have to run them men down. You don't have to be on them constantly. Sometimes men just need little motivation. Sometimes men's spirit is weak at times, they need a booster. You understand? Anytime you have to make men do things, then you have to check this out. Right? Right.
So, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Say work out your own salvation. Because a brother can't save you. A brother can't say when the time the chariots come and he get pulled up, hey, you forget our brother, but he was a good one. You understand? He can't do that. He can't do that. You gotta work out your own shit. Same with that brother can't save himself, he can't save you neither. He can't even vouch for you. You understand? In that time of destruction, you gotta make sure that you're right. The scripture say, that is in Isaiah, he say, my servant shall eat, but he shall be hungry. Let me see if I get out quick. But we understand that the times coming. We're seeing things in the news like what to talk about.
A religion?
No, not a religion. Preaching the things of the scriptures according to who it was originally written about and for, which are the Israelites. Yeah, the people of the Bible. Right? Scriptures talk about the destruction that's coming. And we see it even starting, we see it talking about wars. We see it talking about the 2020, we talk about some of the struggles. Right? The ID 2020, we talk about the one to implement the chip in vaccines and give it to people, give it to children and people. You understand? They what they call the wiles of the devil. We're seeing all these things actually coming to pass. And they say they want to start that by next year. Done in November. According to this heathen's calendar. Done in November, that is 2 months away. So by the time next year, they want to make sure that mandatory that when you make a child, that child, when they're getting vaccine, they're getting shipped one time. You see any prophecies coming to pass. Look how close it is.
That will be out here for. You know what I mean? Trying to wake up these people, let them know. But how much who go here, boy? That is it. Everybody passing and watching me and scoffing, you know? All that kind of thing going on. You know?
Right? The destruction coming.
Yeah.
As a man of the Lord, we could see a destruction coming because the Lord gave us that spirit to be able to see these things. These other people here, they always telling themselves, things will get better, things will get better, things will eventually start back to come, you know, be like normal. I was talking to somebody some time back. I was like, when I was small, I remember bread was $5 and $6 for a sandwich loaf. Remember that?
Yes.
Now a sandwich loaf is like $13, $14. Were you seeing things getting better? Were you seeing things going back to how they used to be?
Yeah, apparently they were the teaching in the churches, you know.
The people in a delusion.
Yeah.
God put them in God gave them strong delusions. If you can get up from it, like Second Thessalonians 2. Lord gave them strong delusions. So they're not able to see the things that come into pass. And that's why they'll get caught up in the destruction. You understand? They will get caught up in that destruction because the scriptures talk about them that the multitude perishing that was born in vain. Scriptures talk about the multitude being perished that were born in vain. We know 2/3 of Israel must be cut off and die. Right? That is their lot. That is what they are to go through.
As you were speaking, I was pastor, our precept in Matthew 23 verse 2. Well, that's speaking about one to the scribes and Pharisees, you know, before they shut up, you know, heaven. Yeah. So this is Matthew 23 verse 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in.
Because that is men that the Lord actually set up to lead the sheep astray. You understand? These pastors who you see teaching things about love and peace. And they ain't talking about no destruction, they ain't talking about no RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast.
Like all the pictures, love,
You understand? Love, peace, and prosperity. When the time come, they're going to be destroyed for that.
What shall we do in the end thereof, you know?
Let we see where's the end.
Ezekiel what?
Ezekiel 14, start from 9.
Yes, this is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he had spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet.
So we see what he was set up for. When you see these false prophets that's preaching things against the ordinance of the Lord, against the scriptures, we know the Lord set them up to preach these things because scriptures say that wide, broad is the way to destruction. They were set up to help to assist that broad way. To understand to lead people astray. So let me see what will not be the judgment for that.
And I will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel.
So you know the Lord set him up to actually fulfill that prophecy of leading people astray. He started to suffer the penalty of doing it. And that's why the scriptures say the Lord is a terrible power. Lord terrible because he can make you do good things and bless you, and he can make you do bad things and flick your faith. Lord different, you know. People that's how they had a fear for the Lord because you could drop on any side of the spectrum. You had to hope and pray that you on the good side to do the good things and receive the benefits. Because we know Esau was set up by the Lord to do what? To put me in slavery. But where's Esau reward for that?
Destruction.
Destruction. You understand?
Death.
What's the next verse? Alright. Verse 10.
Verse 10. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as punishment of him that seeketh unto him.
So, not only the prophet going to be destroyed, but the person that follow the prophet also going to be destroyed. That's why the scripture say the blind lead the blind, say both of them shall fall into a ditch. You understand? They talk about that even in the Old Testament. A lot of things the Messiah talk about, that Yahushua talk about in the Old, or in the New, it was in the Old also. Sometimes used to be recording stuff that the same in the Old.
Because this is John 5 verse 46. For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words?
Exactly. Because it's the same words. And that's the point he was trying to bring to them. He wasn't coming to them telling them nothing different. You understand? He was quoting over the same things. It's like when there was vexed for he was vexed because he was calling himself a God. So God called himself a God. He say, has it not written that in your law that it said ye are gods? You understand? You fucked them up. Ye are gods. So if I call myself the son of God, what is the problem? And we are all gods. And they couldn't take him because no matter how sly they try to come, you can never be wiser than the son of man. I have a precept here for you. And just going back into what the delusion we was talking about. It says 2 Thessalonians 2. I'll start from 10, right? 2 Thessalonians 2 from 10. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. And we know them ordained to perish, right? They say because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And we know they're not ordained to receive the love of the truth. You understand?
Just to add to that, is that what we out here doing? You know what I mean? Preaching the truth to them
With love.
with love, can. Yeah?
You understand? That kind of Disney Channel love that I show you where you just, you're trying to spare the feelings and you're giving them hugs for everything and you're making them feel nice about themselves. No, you tell people they're on shit sometimes.
That is true love.
If a brother on shit, when you try to misbehave and you just cut a tail, that is love.
Yeah.
That's how you let your child know, hey, don't ever do that again. That is love. That you're making sure your child stays straight so that there wouldn't be no kind of falling and end up like them men who running down the road and getting shot. That is how love according to the scripture really is. But people like that Hollywood love. You understand? Rose petals and Valentine's.
Smooth things, you know.
It is verse 11, right? 2 Thessalonians 2:11. They say, and for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie. And that is what they caught up in right now, strong delusions. And the Lord have many different ways how he does bring these delusions to pass. Either sometimes he would do it through one of them pastors or some other philosophy. There are many different philosophies out there the Lord has used to deceive people, to put them in that illusion. Because there was some that was ordained for salvation and some that was ordained for destruction. To the end of the day. If everybody was chosen, then nobody would be. You understand? For you to have an elect, it must have a non-elect. Right? That they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And that's here, you can see those characteristics here today. You'll be telling people the correct thing and what they have pleasure in. They have pleasure in unrighteousness. I talking to somebody just the other day about pork and Christmas, boy. Boy,
So I'm just eating a pigtail again.
it's a waste of time. A waste of, sometimes these tutors gone, but that time the spirit will be on you to just throw out a little pickings for them. You might not really tell them nothing in high detail. You might throw out a little pickings, chuck a cookie, see they might bite it. Some of them, that fish ain't biting at all. Some of them fish fasting. For life, the fasting, anything. Say, right? Yesterday is verse, right, pleasure and righteousness. Yesterday verse 13 is say, but we are bound to give thanks always to Yahweh for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because Yahweh had from the beginning chosen you unto salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief in the truth. So the men that actually, like I talk about the men who the Lord reserved unto him. He used to have them since the beginning and it had them all now. Scriptures say what? It say let's paraphrase it. Talk about something that the prophets are reserved unto the prophets. Alright, just paraphrase it. You understand? Are subjected unto the prophets. Same way those men were back then doing the Lord's will is the same way they're here today doing the Lord's will.
And they were not
And
many.
if it did permit that it had sometime in the future, our artisan, no. You understand? It would still be there when they come back around. But we know that the time close. We're not looking for no kind of 30 and 40 years from now. We're not even looking for 10 years from now. But we know the time close. We see the time's being speed up for the elect's sake, as the scriptures talk about. We know that the time's short. That's why we're trying to do what we got to do now. Get yourself right now. You can't be looking for our next cycle, thinking to yourself that, it might come back around.
Yeah, that is why this is Matthew 20 verse 16. So the last shall be first and the first shall first last. For many be called but few chosen.
Many be called and few be chosen. And that is something I see the apostles just do videos on. They say many are called but few are chosen. That way you see us have plenty brothers. And you see after a while brothers just start to filter out until eventually have a small number. You even see that in difficult like somebody I know who used to go med school. When she went, see some people started off. And when she graduated, more than half of them people was gone. Why? Because you had to sift out. You had to sift out all the ones that not worthy. We'll talk about that too. Yeah, bring it.
This is Matthew 13 verse 15. For this people heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their ears, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Son? Yeah, that is it. You know what I mean? We doing the work, you know what I mean? Who go here? You understand? How much people are stuck here? Ask questions. Very rare. You know what I mean? The Lord put our spirit on them.
And nice they are not. We know that we can't do anything about that.
Yeah, nothing but tell.
That meant something we know coming through you'll be studying about your parents, about your siblings. You can't even say no, you might be studying like you might want them to make it too. But at the end of the day, you can't choose who will and be saved. You understand? That's in John 15 verse 16. You figure out from our culture.
So it's that one related to that in Matthew.
This is John chapter 50 verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you.
I say how I say, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Because there's not something we just pick up yourself. You just come here there and just put on a garment and sit them and just preach. You understand? The Lord chose you. Somehow you hear the word and the spirit of the Lord enter into you. And you continue these things. That go back to the parable of the sower that sowed the word. Right? It wasn't something that he was chosen to do. And that same parable of the sower goes back into many are called but few are chosen. Because when we out here, we calling people.
Yeah,
You understand?
and to add to that, Matthew 19 verse 28, And Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You know?
And that is their reward for the ones that actually follow him. And for the ones that don't, what's going to happen to them is destruction. What particular scripture you're looking for? Right, get the parable I saw from Matthew, like Mark 4. Mark 4, yeah.
Start from 12.
No. Mark 4 start from, I think it's 3. 3. I think it's 3 it started with.
This is Mark chapter 4, verse 3. After, behold, there went out a sower to sow.
You understand? And we as them sowers, we as them workmen. You understand? Who going out and actually sowing that seed in people. Not just we talk about sowing and sow a seed and you receive riches. As they just talk about. You understand? We actually sowing that word in people. Right?
And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up.
Go ahead.
And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth.
Go ahead.
But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away.
Go ahead.
And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And other fell on good ground, and did yield fruit, and sprang up, and increased, and brought forth some 30, and some 60, and some 100.
And that's a parable he was speaking unto them. And we know through the scriptures, he used to speak parables unto them. Why? Because he said it was given unto you to know, but unto them it was not given. Continue.
Verse 9. And he said unto them, He that had ears to hear, let him hear.
Go ahead.
And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of Yahweh, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables.
And that's how you used to actually bring if there was only around the multitude who he didn't want to understand, he would speak unto them in parables. So technically he'll be telling them, but at the same time he wouldn't be telling them. Because he would tell them but they wouldn't understand. Go ahead.
Verse 12. That seeing that they may see and not perceive, and hearing that they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them.
And that show you there's a cut to all these people that's talking these churches talking about everybody can be forgiven. Because the scriptures talk about them who the Lord say that their sins would not be forgiven them. The scriptures talk about that. You understand? Men like to say, forgiveness is for everybody, forgiveness is not for everybody. Especially not on this side. On the other side, when they come back, they might as well get a blind. But on this side, they'll be destroyed. So it's not for everybody.
Yeah, just to add to that, we're saying it. It doesn't say no more under the law, but under grace.
It's all like the wiles of the devil. And the illusion that they're under, thinking that they're free to sin as much as they like, whenever they feel like. It's a delusion under, and very soon that bubble going and pop. Continue.
Verse 13. And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word.
So you're breaking it down for them, what it actually means. Right? Go ahead.
And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately, and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
And now you'll see that it's happened up here. We see that happen right in front of your face sometimes. You see, sometimes you could be telling a man something, and he could be listening to what he's saying, and the woman will say, hey, let me go so. I don't understand, I can't listen to this. Or somebody else will come and listen, and they'll go full of ear with nonsense and turn your heart away. You understand? Look, Satan has many different avenues in how he has actually accomplished that. But you don't even have to be on spot. He could go home and tell it to somebody else, or you could go and watch something and he'd be discouraged. You understand? He take that word that was sown in your heart to discourage him from actually believing what it is he heard. Go ahead.
And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, and when they have heard the word immediately receive it with gladness.
So they receive it with gladness. That is those who actually hear the word and like, yeah boy, what this man saying is true, boy, yeah boy, and they're excited. You understand? If we see serious men start up like that too. Right? So like,
And have no root in them.
They ain't ground themselves properly in what I understand. And what happened to them?
And so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.
So when persecution or affliction arise, when they start to go through problems with a family, they might lose the job, some kind of affliction or persecution from somebody might happen to them. You understand? Because of what they believe, that is when they become offended and they depart from the word. They stop actually keeping to these things. You understand? Go ahead.
And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entered in. Choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
And that yeah, example like men who like to study the job or the family more than the word. You understand the deceitfulness of riches and the things that this world have to offer. They start to focus on that instead of actually doing what it's supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, when the Lord, I just talk about the ones who receive the penny, you understand, the talents. For those men who actually get this work to do, they have to fulfill this work. It's our men who just put the actual work in this kingdom above the word of the Lord. Right through the working and never had time to do the Lord work. Never had time. And they always have some excuse as to why they never had time. But they could pay bills, they could work, they could make time to go online somewhere. But when it comes to doing the work, they never had time, and they always have an excuse as to why they never had time. That is not what the Lord has been looking for. It's our brothers who, from the US, some of them brothers working 2-3 jobs, and they must pop more videos than me. You understand? When they want a person, they just make time. And you only want to eat or go and take out a line somewhere, until just make time. Or you can't make time for the Lord work. Work is not the problem, you is the problem. And the Lord does solve all his problems. Bring a problem to the Lord is not something you want to do. But the Lord does solve all his problems. It mightn't be at instant, but eventually the Lord does solve all his problems.
Right? Verse 20. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hearing the word, and receive it, and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100.
Right, and that is the men that actually hear this word, study it, up to the point where they can actually go and teach it, because all men that start off. Now as they hear the word, you just go and teach one time. Sometimes you see like even the apostles when they're teaching, you will see men standing up on the outskirts. They'll be taking notes, they'll be studying, building up themselves, until eventually time reach where they can actually come within the fold and preach too. Because you can't be able to just now start off and start to preach, you still a babe. You don't know right from wrong properly, you don't know breakdowns properly, you still have to organize yourself. But when you grow a little bit, then they can come out, they can preach, you can show the people right from wrong. You understand? But it starts with you. You got to work on yourself first. And then when you become strong, then you start teaching to others. Like the scriptures talk about, they say to teach it to those who will teach it to others also. Because that is what we are. We training to be leaders, not to just be giddy ups behind somebody. You understand? All the men of the Lord are leaders, even though it might have a ranking system where it had this person in charge of this and that person in charge of second in command and so forth. All the men of the Lord are leaders because they had to lead the sheep. You understand? And that is what that last parable referred to the men that actually stay in the word and keep doing the things of the Lord. And that, just like I talk about with the becoming a doctor, when it reached to that level, when it reached the end, a lot of men go and get knocked off. Because the closer you get to the end, is the more men go and get knocked off. That's why you guys had to pray. And the scripture is saying, that is Psalms 51, 11, I believe. It says, take not thy Holy Spirit from me. It says, cast me not from thy presence. Because it have men that go and be cast off from the Lord's presence. And it has happened more or less every year. More or less every year, you see some brothers fall off. You might see a whole camp fall off. You understand? It's serious. So you just had to be dwelling in this word. I have a scripture here. And there's an example of where the last set you talk about. Right? There's say John 10. I'll start from 27, right? It says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And that is the one that would always follow the Lord. Because they know the voice. They know the rhythm of that correct song. Because even when we was in the world and we was hearing them people singing the song, they wasn't singing it correctly. You understand? They wasn't singing it correctly. The tunes was very off. But we hearing the song the correct way. And we know that voice and we following it. Right? So verse 28 to say, and I gave unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish. It said, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. And I'll go back into the Matthew 24 when it say, if it were possible, they would receive the very elect. But it is not possible. You understand? Because that the man of the Lord reserve unto himself, and they will never depart from him. They will have the hiccups. A righteous man falleth 7 times. You'll always have the hiccups. You'll always have your times where it has been down, where you know certain things you might be going through, and because in the flesh it has messed you up a little bit. I can see that for myself. Everybody went through that. As long as you spend enough time in the truth, at some point in time you will experience that. Sometimes your spirit will be a little weak because of certain things that you're going through and so forth. But at the end of the day, there's never depart from the Lord. You'll never pick up yourself and say, hey boy, I'm not doing this boy because I vex. You understand? I'm getting too much Alex. I'm doing this no more. You understand? That happened to Jeremiah kind of thing. Jeremiah was getting afflicted and he was vexed, but he said it was like a fire in the belly. He couldn't stop. Because that's how the Lord make him. The Lord made him to do his will. Say say I chose thee from the womb. You know? Let me get that one quick. Say I chose thee from the womb. Right? Say Jeremiah 1 1 verse 5. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. It say I'll read from verse 4, right? Jeremiah 1 from verse 4. It said, then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. So that even all of the brothers are in the truth. It's not just a coincidence that they're preaching this word today. It might not have been introduced to them from since they was born, but it wasn't about just a coincidence. The Lord chose his men to do these things. You know, you have the time in the world to experience certain things, to understand, comprehend certain things, to even go off. You understand? Somebody was well off. I was off. I was off. I was a JC guy. You understand? I was off. Everybody had the time. And then when you come in the truth now and you realize right from wrong, that when you had to repent. And I would say that is sometimes make it more difficult. The reason why I say that because the scriptures say what? They say train a child in the way that when they grow old they would not depart from it. So now as we grow up in these hedonistic practices and we done groom to that from since we was small, to break off from that now and try to be good, it's been more difficult. Say if you're accustomed to living a wealthy life and you can do what you want and all the riches get taken away, well, you feel it will be tough to make that conversion because you're accustomed to that liberty. You understand? You're accustomed, you're already programmed into doing whatever you feel like, getting away with certain things. But when you want to give all that up now, that's when it becomes a real sacrifice. So, it's easy to sacrifice when you have plenty, but when you sacrifice when you have nothing, and you have to give everything that you like. That's when it make a big difference. Right? Listen, yeah, I read over it say, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. And that's what the men of the Lord are. The men of the Lord are, because we are prophets unto the Lord. And they didn't just pick up themselves and say, well, I feel like doing this. It's something that the Lord made them do. Like people like to think that we have a choice. We have a choice to come out here. It might look that way. You understand? Because you have options in life, but it's the Lord that is making do these things.
Yeah, and to add to that, this is Proverbs 13 verse 14. The law of the wise is a foundation of life, to depart from the snares of death.
To depart from the snares of death. And that refers to what? Spiritual death. And then eventually leading up to actual death. You understand? Like 13, 14?
Yeah.
What verse 13 say?
Verse 13. Whosoever despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
Because that was the Lord built his system. He built his system based on reward and penalties. I was showing somebody just the other day. Have a reason why the Lord made rewards and penalties. He made rewards to motivate you and wants you to do good, and he made penalties because you know Jake's stiff-necked. Yeah. If Jake don't have nothing to worry about, they're going and be idle. That is Jake. Whenever Jake know they can get with something, they will do it. You understand? That's why he make penalties. And you can see examples of them penalties all through the scriptures. If Jake never had penalty, no much shit Jake would have been doing. And some of them have penalties and they're still doing shit. But I'm talking about the men of the Lord. You know, that's to keep the righteous in order. You know, for like when they want to, you know, the men of the Lord will always try to do the Lord will. They will always have them one or two things that will be burning your eye. Yeah. And then you're going to be watching and you'll be like, I really have to not do this, and your heart to start to act up and start to deceive you. You're telling yourself, if I do that, I'm going to fuck up. You understand that what them penalties put in place there for? To keep you in order.
And you know, also to add to that, this is Proverbs 3 verse 12. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth. Exactly. Even as a father, the son is whom he delighteth.
And that is what punishment is for. Punishment is so that when you do something wrong and you get punished, you'll be encouraged to not do it again. That is really what I'm for. You understand? But even going back to what we were talking about from since we start, we have a job to do. You understand? The job is to what? To do the Lord's will, to keep his commandments to the best of your ability, and to strive in this word. Because the more you dwell in this word, is the more your mind will be away or separate from everybody else. But when you're not dwelling in this word, you're not doing things according to this word, pleasing to the Lord, what will happen? You will start to go back to sleep. Scriptures talk about that in Proverbs. They say a little slumber, a little you see if I get that? Proverbs 6 verse 10. Right? They say I'll read from verse 9, right? Proverbs 6, I'll start from 9. They say, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? And I refer to them men who like to be slothful. You understand? You know the truth, you know what you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to be studying, you know you're supposed to be doing videos, you're supposed to come out here and preach the word. You could have time to do everything else besides what the Lord tells you to do. Yeah, you understand? When you want to burst, you're bursting 5 times for the week. You have no videos. 5 times a week you're bursting, you have no videos. You understand? Really? Really? Who you already love?
Wise, you understand? Be in the truth. You're supposed to know where to do what?
No, because see, if you get off me after I read this, that is Luke 12 from 47. Right? I could be around 47, I'll tell you exactly which one, right? Right? So that is verse what I read here is verse the shocks the page come up, yes. Right, that was verse 9, right? Verse 10. Proverbs 6 verse 10 it say, yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, right? A little folding of the hands to sleep. And I'll go back to what the scriptures say, he that hath not, it say, even that shall be taken away from him, just paraphrasing. If the Lord, go back to the same thing with his talents. If the Lord giving you a gift and you're not using it, then what you leaving it for? It's not decoration. You can get the talent to put it in one of them glass cases, like Scrooge McDuck, when he had the when he had the one coin, that was the
Yeah.
very first coin you ever made,
Yeah,
and you have it in a case and you have it hung up on a
Yeah.
no, it's not for that. Because the talents go back to what your gifts, the abilities the Lord gave you to actually do His will.
Just to add to what you're saying there now too. You know what I mean? We talk about doing the will of the Lord, right? Doing the will of the Lord. But guess what? The Lord was sifting out all who playing,
No, your would get sifted out.
all who playing. Like,
And
get sifted out.
I had a scripture holding by and bring it out yet.
You know what I
You
mean?
understand? But that sifting thing is a serious thing because if it not like the second talents, they say, but this Lord referred to him as a wicked servant. That servant that highly talented and he wasn't using it, the Lord referred to him as a wicked and slothful servant. That is not something you want the Lord to tell you. Because he ain't gonna come and talk to you and pat your back and say, you know, you're out of time and why you want to destroy you. There's not a company, they're not going to show you it on TV. When you see Judgment Day come and you see a long line up in the sky and everybody in a long line walking through a gate and everybody taking pictures, everybody taking their own time. You know, the lineup and they're in the room, the slideshow room, and you're seeing slideshows of your life and asking you why you do this when you was 10 years old. Ever seen a shit like that?
Yeah.
I see things like that in cartoons.
Cartoon that show that.
And they show you slideshows of why did you do this when you was 10? No, it's not going to be like that. When they say you're going to have an answer, it don't mean a literal questionary. You're going to be destroyed. That is talking about how to answer for what you do, judgment. It's not going to be like that.
The judgment is here.
Exactly. It's not going to be like that. You're going to be destroyed. Right? You have it. That is Luke 12, 47. 12. Read for 7 verse 45.
This is Luke chapter 12, verse 45. But, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken.
Starting to lose faith. So you start to afflict your brothers, you know, start to be unjust to your brothers and all kind of type of things you're doing. Start to drink with the drunkards, start to mingle in different philosophies, and tainting the word that he understood. Yeah, you understand? Go ahead.
Verse 46. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he look not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware.
Because the Lord going to take that spirit from him. And if you lose that spirit, you'll no longer be observing the times. You will be in a slumbering state. And when you're in a slumbering state, you don't know
You're
shit.
unaware.
You don't know shit. The scriptures talk about why they have the light hold it. Because you see, he that walketh in darkness, knoweth not whether he goeth. You will know nothing. You'll be like you didn't even know the truth to start with. That's how serious it will be. You can imagine you doing this for 5 years and you fall out. And you really see you have a big lock in, one lock in, like them many Egyptians. Tell them one lock in your hair and you talking about rah. That is not something, that's not a state that you want to be in. That's not that state you want to be in. Understand? That is not a state you want to be in. That is not something you want the Lord to do to you. Right?
So this one,
Right?
right? Verse 46. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he look not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
So, you see, he was not aware because why? The Lord take a spirit away from him. So when you see take a spirit away from you now, and you don't be able to look and see when he come in and so forth. When he do come and he catch you unaware because you weren't expecting him, you understand? You're sleeping. You're not expecting him. No. Right? When he come unaware now, what you do? You cut your asunder and you appoint your portion with the eagles. And your portion will be even worse than the unbelievers. Exactly. Exactly. So your portion going to be even worse than the unbelievers. Your portion going to be even worse than them. You have a portion, you have a special portion for hypocrites, for men that follow the truth. You understand? For men that even wearing garments and not keeping the truth. You understand? Have a special portion for hypocrites. Go ahead. 47.
Verse 47. And that servant which knew his lord's Well, I prepared not himself, neither and that servant which do his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
So the one that actually know and don't do it. Talk about that I believe it's James. I believe we talk about that in First Peter or 2 Peter. They say it'll be better if you have not known. You understand? Because if you know and you ain't doing it, your portion is worse. They say that is a portion of those who actually know the correct thing and not doing it. They say they'll be beaten with what? Many stripes. Go ahead.
Verse 48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes.
I see people out there who are not understanding. They had the stripes to receive it. But for people who actually know the correct thing and still don't do it, like if you have a child, and he break a glass, you might be a little vexed, you might punish him. But you understand that he don't know what's going on. He's 2 years old, he just walking around, you understand? He don't understand. But if it's a child was 7, 8 years old and you just do so and choke the glass down, you gotta break that face in. You understand? Not literally break the face in, but you gotta feel something because he know right from wrong. He know what he's doing is wrong and he's still doing it. His punishment will be different. Go ahead.
But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required.
Right? So whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And that is going to many things. That is going to this word you understand in your heart. That is going to the ordinance. Because when you have a certain ordinance, you have a certain responsibility level. And there are certain things you're responsible for that you have to pay attention to, you have to make sure you do. That's why I always like to say I don't really like no position. You understand? When you first and second and apostle level, your responsibilities up in the clouds. You understand? The kind of things that you ought to be doing. You ought to be making sure whatever this person, that person, you got to make sure this person right, that person right. If the person not right, you ought to deal with them and make sure they're right. It's very serious. And that's why I say the elders and the apostles that be so hard on men, because they're responsible for you. Technically, you understand? Once you honor them, they're responsible for you. They have to make sure you're in order. They have to make sure you're doing the correct thing. And if you're not doing the correct thing, you have to sort yourself out or get lost.
And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask, of him they will ask the more.
You have about 2 responsibilities also. You see here?
This is that's all that there's no family. Yeah. That's what you're saying now. This is Colossians 1 verse 20. It says, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him, I say, whether there be things in heaven, no things in earth, or things in heaven. You know? And what the brother, that's after what the brother was saying now. You know, to reconcile everything and back to the Father, because the Father casts us off as a people. And we as the people, we know right from wrong. And especially when they come into this truth. You know? So that's why now the men in the truth will be judged more harshly than the others in the world. Because we know better, because we come into the light, and the house is the light.
Like I said, I go back to order too. Because it have full order in the spiritual world. You understand? It have full order in the spiritual world, so it's supposed to have order among his men out down here who practicing spiritual things.
Yeah, so that, yeah, because if we are to be righteous judge, we have to know to judge proper here. You understand? So the same thing. So I just add what the brother said.
What did I to talk about even judging angels? So if you can't judge small matters and actually keep yourself in order, how could you be able to handle such a responsibility?
Well, the video you put up and they say your order style. Or they say the battle of the mind is started here. And that's the exactly the point I was trying to make here, but let's continue, right? It says Colossians 1 verse 28. It says, whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Yahweh Shai. And that's what the brother was saying, that's why the apostles and elders are be so hard on men. Because why? They want to present every man perfect for Yahweh Shai.
Listen, we can get that from the two. I'll go back to Hebrews 10 to 1, so we can get it. Because they understand how serious a man the Lord is. If you feel you go to work and when your boss come here, when your boss come, you're feeling that kind of how, because you're telling yourself, you know, oh gosh, I want to be vexed with man, so forth. You understand? When you go to work and you talking to your boss, sometimes when talking to the boss, they're uneasy, you know.
Huh?
Yeah, if you want to be, you can back at it.
Representing.
Right? I'll go back to whenever it is, for example, you go to work. Yeah. When you go to work, sometimes you may be tiptoeing around the boss because they're frightened. And your boss, all he can do is fire you. You can't beat him. You can't stop him from meeting. All your boss could do is fire you. Imagine the Lord who over you 24/7. Everything you do, He sees you. You have an angel that's already standing up over you and make sure that you're right. Yeah. Anytime you walking in front, you walking the road and you recognize what's going on and a car passing, you just feel something like chush. If it doesn't get that chush, you can't lick you up. Who is the one waking you up every morning and making sure you sleep every night? And sometimes men are afraid the boss more than the Lord. Men don't reach to work early every day. Every day men don't reach to work early. Something to do for the Lord is a problem. Gosh, no, boy, I'm tired, boy. They don't understand the terror of the Lord. They don't understand the terror of the Lord. They don't. Who want that scripture?
I want myself here.
Good.
Yeah. Hebrews.
Anybody need Hebrews first before you go to Hebrews? Yeah, Hebrews 10 to 1.
This is Hebrews 10 verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
It's a fearful thing to fall into the hand of the living power. It also has something like that in Corinthians also saying, no, he tell the Lord will persuade men. Because that is the reason why they just persuade you. They don't want you to go through. Because the elders and apostles, that's like brother was saying earlier, the thing is love. They don't want you to end up like everybody else. Because you're going to end up worse like everybody else because you know the truth. That is why they're trying to keep you from that destruction. Even though they can't literally do it. Because the end of the day, who are they get saved will get saved and who wouldn't. But they just look out for your soul, as we talk about in Hebrews also. They say obey your elders. Why? They say because they take you looking out for your soul. That's paraphrasing. They want to make sure that when that time comes, they're good and you good. That's how our brother put a thing towards our brother. Our brother's supposed to be looking out for our brothers and making sure you're right. Because you don't want our brother to be destroyed and you don't want yourself to be destroyed. But like I say, no matter what you want for somebody, they had to want it for themselves also. You can't want something for somebody to want it for themselves. You understand? It's not going to happen. They had to want it for themselves also. Why scriptures talk about the great stuff in the beginning, say work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. But you had to work out your own shit. But it's a serious thing. And the apostles know it's a terrible thing. They're in this for 30 plus years. They see men come, they see men go. They see brothers that don't really care about following the truth. That's a sad thing to see. They don't like seeing men follow. That's why they set simple ordinances for men to follow and for men to grow. For men to actually stay mingling the word. Men don't like to follow the ordinances.
It's Psalm 76 verse 7. He said, though even thou art to be feared, and who may stand in the sight when once thou art angry. So that's the same thing going back to say when we say you don't want to be feared of the Most High because when you're angry, the judgment that you will cast upon you. It's the double fold, triple fold. You understand?
What are you going to say? This is Sirach chapter 5 verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For sport and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Like that's to show how serious the Lord is too, because that's like the brother saying the men go reach out early and thing, but to do something for the Lord, they're tired and all kind of thing. You understand? And they'll be destroyed for that because you're putting off the Lord day by day.
The extra now. And that what does come the most. You feel the most I know you have to work. You feel the most I know them thing. But to make the extra effort for the Heavenly Father work, it is more important.
You know, I get up, man, so sick this morning. And I rolling. I had to fuck up myself, you know. See, better.
Yeah, you have to put
Better
some.
get up, man.
This is just to add. This is 2 Corinthians 5 verse 11. It said, knowing therefore the terror of the Most High Yahweh, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Heavenly Father. And that real heavy, because we made manifest to the Heavenly Father, so the Heavenly Father always watching. Don't feel, Yeah, 5:11. So don't feel like that just because brother's not seeing, the Heavenly Father not seeing. You know? He always seeing.
I say yeah, it's 10 times right.
And I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. Yeah, because why? This is about spirit, this is about being spiritual. You have to, according to your order, they say you have to kill the flesh, boy. You have to kill the flesh. If your conscience is telling you that you come and do the works in a while, and you just normal with that, but that's something wrong.
Just like the last party, and we say the last party, you know, with conscience.
Say, yeah, manifest in your conscience.
Yeah, manifest in your conscience, because if you really check, before it, automatically, right, if you know you have to do something for the Lord and you ain't doing it, it will be in your conscience automatically.
Yeah.
Before you even say, hey, you know what, I'm feeling to go out and do the work today. You understand? You don't know it wrong. You understand? So it will be in your conscience.
Depending on your state, it wouldn't always be in your conscience.
And that a serious thing too, that did, because just like I reprobate. You understand? They wouldn't see they wouldn't see a reprobate wouldn't know you reprobate.
Exactly. I say scripture also say what you had to see about all things are desperately wicked.
Yeah.
Because at times you're gonna be going off and you'll be telling yourself, nah, it's a cool scene. You understand? That way you have to examine yourself constantly.
Yeah, this 2 Corinthians 13 verse 5. Examine yourself whether he be in the faith, prove your own self, know he not your own self.
I say, know ye not your own selves. Because a man who understands is supposed to know himself. You know your likes, you know your dislikes, and you know right from wrong. You're supposed to know when you're just being off. If you're trying to convince yourself something wrong is something right, you don't know yourself to know that, hey, you know you just like that and you're trying to convince yourself. You don't understand this? You are all the understanding. You can't see that? You understand? All the understanding you are?
Say, examine yourself whether he be in the faith, prove your own self. Know he not your own self, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except he be reprobate.
And I was telling my brother the other day, I said discernment is like this. Not everybody have discernment, and everybody's level of discernment is different. Because our brothers that can't be able to discern simple things. That's not that simple things that brothers doesn't be able to discern. Brothers will be doing something all the time and them headed no more. You understand? So now you got to correct him on it, so you got to let him know, hey, act that off. You understand? Every time you're telling them constantly. And not everybody's level of discernment is the same. That's why these things is how to pray for. You got to ask that the Lord give you these things, because it's not all the time you have a brother around to tell you yes from no, what to do, what not to do, or even to give you guidance on certain things. If the internet cut no, Quasha by yourself. Go in and tell Quasha, hey, act that off, like, they're not good, boy, they're good, they're bad. You got to know these things for yourself. Not only to make sure you keep yourself in order, but if you see somebody else who's not in order, you got to be able to know that what they're doing is wrong also. You have to know these things for yourself. You wouldn't always have somebody around you to tell you these things. That's why anytime you're doing your growing, even anytime in the stage of the milk, when you're now learning, things like, faith and works and, about regeneration and all these different things. All them things, there's time to that. That is, all them things is just learn why they're growing. Learning right from wrong, the do's and don'ts, and you gotta also get used to them spirits in your head. The spirits that are always trying to get you to do some shit when it's yada yada yada. You gotta be able to discern them. You gotta be able to. The scriptures talk about it. They say proof. It's 1 John 4:1, I think it is. 1 John 4:1. I forget exactly what the scripture. I forgot the scripture went. Exactly the scripture went. Right.
It's 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of power, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
They say try the spirit with their power. And that don't just refer to like actual like them pastors and them. Sometimes it's a spirits in your head we're still and telling you, okay, I know you're showing the cartoon where you want to left and you want to right. You understand? And it was whispering and say, boy, you might see Eminem and Dr. Dre on your shoulder going back and forward, you understand? Trying to get you to, and you with discernment and actually know right from wrong according to the scriptures.
Yeah.
You go know which one telling you the correct thing and which one telling you the wrong thing. That way you have to use the scriptures to weigh these things. If you're using scriptures to weigh that, you're just studying what you like and what you don't like, you shit.
It just like when your spirit does know when you need to go on a fast.
It does.
You understand?
But like I say, all that go back to depend on the state that you're in.
Yeah.
But sometimes you could be in a state and you take it yourself, you're normal. So all that goes back to like the same thing. It's supposed to be at a level. And if you know you're not strong, but you understand you're not strong, you know, pray for that strength. Work on strengthening yourself. Because these are the times where you're supposed to be strong. These are the times you have to be dwelling on the word. The time you have to be doing these things because we don't know how long again we have. We start talking about ID 2020 from January. We don't know what's going on after that. After them started to make that mandatory to put vaccine chips in trade. We don't know what step is going on go from there. We don't know how long we have again. We don't know how long we have internet again to teach or to learn. We don't know.
Right now, we so can't get number.
Yeah, well, farming at the word, you know, the prophecy has to be fulfilled. So, even Apostle Gaba said in our video at times that the brothers who really think that we will be on YouTube forever. So, it's far from the truth. You know, we just using YouTube to, you know, to push out the word.
And right now, they're taking down brothers' videos more frequently than before. They're taking down brothers' videos. You understand? And banning brothers' page and all kind of things. So that just goes to show that we're getting nearer and nearer because of the family of the word.
Somebody, he would have something video.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna bring it.
Eh?
We're gonna bring it.
Psalms 19, verse 9. It said, the fear of the Heavenly Father is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Most High Yahweh are true and righteous altogether. And also the judgment of the Heavenly Father, as the brother was saying about, you know, this is at the end of the day, this is the time of judgment. You know, the Father coming back to plead with all flesh, you know.
I've seen it real often these days.
Yeah, because the Father started to execute judgment, boy, because the Father making himself known, making his presence known now, boy. But the Balaman who was balling now, they had to legalize Balaman thing in Trinidad. It's bullet again. Nice, see, bullets. So the Heavenly Father take our soul one time. What kind of man is he pushing? That's how much it is. So the Heavenly Father coming to bring judgment, boy. And as the brother said, the terror. So now we know how to understand what here going on. To be any good graces that the Heavenly Father got to do the work, boy.
I'm gonna say, I always people say, if it started the house of the Lord, what so it will be on them that follow not the gospel?
Not follow not the gospel.
This is paraphrasing.
Judgment had to start in the house of the Heavenly Father first.
Yeah, I know that.
That's how I say, yeah, judgment had to, you can bring it out. Judgment had to start at the Heavenly Father house first. Because why? He want everybody perfect, but he want his elect perfect. The most not coming back for no private spot or blemish.
This is Luke chapter 18, verse 7. And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him?
And CBS cried day and night unto the Lord. We don't say, well, you know what, I'm $1 million in the bank. This place can go on the next 10 years, man. No, we fed up for this place. We fed up for this place. We want it down. You understand? Down.
Even though if we was having that. Yeah, even though if we was having plenty.
But I think the Lord does know why he gave and why he don't give to. Because if members come and tell about, we don't know the state member that be.
So that we know that
You might have one man coming out onto the world because that man might be on that real strength.
We don't know. There are reasons why the Lord just make men. There's no man coming because when you see that all everything.
Verse 8. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?
Because the land will not be so barren of faith. You want no more videos to watch online. Nobody know where the men of the Lord is. And if you can some of the men of the Lord who will be falling off because they'll start to lose faith after that time. all I go back to strengthening yourself now, because when that time comes, you don't know the state you're going to be in. You could be faced with a flicking guillotine, or worse, a cutlass. Hard to get your head cut off with a cutlass, and guillotine real smooth. You swing, and that is it. And I'm going to tell you,
Cutlass is a few.
yeah, that, you know, like when you're chopping coconuts, cluck, cluck, cluck. Your faith had to be strong to deal with that.
And so they might get some chop before you get your head cut off.
Yeah, they might want to do some kind of timing things first. Your faith had to be strong. And you had to be doing the will of the Lord. Because the scriptures say what? They say, because you keep the word of my patience. That's paraphrase. It say, I also will keep thee. We're working towards receiving mercy in that time. That the Lord will be with us. Whether we had to get the heads off, whether we last to the end, wherever we judgment had to be. That the Lord will be with us when that time comes to deal with it accordingly and not sell out. Not take that Judas purse. The scriptures say what? It say, woe to him by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It say, better for that man if he had not been born. You don't want to betray the Lord in that time. It say, be better for you if he had been born.
All this work here stand up on this hard concrete. Let's go back and take a ship.
I think it will have brothers that would happen to.
What do you mean? Say that all the time, like if like
crucified it,
again, crucified it again.
Hebrews 6:4.
Yeah, you have to be out with him.
Hebrews 6:4.
Yeah.
6:4 to 6.
I want to tell you, when you done that.
Yeah, talk about being barren of feet. Right? That one you're talking about is 6 and this 4 to 6.
That's why you say no, in that days, they will know who is my chosen. They will know who is the most high chosen in them days.
What? According to Esdras, saying those days it shall be known who is my chosen.
Yeah.
Because just like the scripture say, endure till the end.
Yeah.
So the only ones that will endure till the end is the elect.
And the only reward it have is for those that endure to the end. Kind of consolation. You know, like, but thanks for participating. You could get
You get a voucher, you get a hamper. That's how you do all that.
None of that. I didn't make it.
No, you don't make it. It's not in between.
Yeah, that was the brother before he passed here, so he always used to say that why he does do the work so hard. It come like he clock in his spiritual hand and he working. This is good here. This is how he could be escape. He could be able to escape.
And we're going to be receiving mercy.
Yeah.
He get to go home doing the works hard, and now he just rock back there waiting to come back.
Never follow.
So you see, he get his reward. He reward set. They wait. They say no waiting for you, just like your
But
share.
it's slaughter.
He resting.
He just say no, they waiting now. He's free. We had to labor and continue on the fight now. He good. He good where he is. He good.
Rescue me, my brother.
Yeah, man, that's it.
Yeah, drop in the house.
Yeah, man, that's it.
That just show how serious his word is.
Done.
So you see, the spirit of the Lord had to be on you to be like that. You can't tell a man to be like that. You can't make a man be like that. The spirit of the Lord have to be on you to be like that. And it was on him to be. You see, it was like on Nathan to be like that.
Done.
Nathan was pushing, and just so he clock out, gone. The spirit of the Lord had to be on you to be like that. Give a man rock back. Today, but not today. Yes, but not tomorrow. Yes.
Like paying off the Lord.
It's 3 a week, boy. But we got tomorrow. You know, I 2 days left. By the next day, you're dead. Gone. You know what will not be your lot. You understand? Because you was thoughtful.
Yeah,
Lord take you out, and then Lord allow you to play yourself, making yourself feel like you are all the time in the world, and just clock you out. And then what happened? We don't know what's going on. You got 10 to 1. We might be thinking your state good, but because you're playing the ass, your state good.
The scripture say a little fool in the arm.
You bring all that snow.
A little fool in the arm and Ribe always used to push that in my head. Or Ribe always used to push that in my head. But even a person who has to come out and say in a video, before you become a man, the lawyer, they don't want to become a man. You should just make you a man. You don't really have no excuse why you don't have to do the father work on them. You have no excuse.
If I have a topic to bring up the other day, come to the post. I have a practice, I have a post for that. Before you even start a job, or you do what you're supposed to do. Like if you're building a house, that the precept say, let's paraphrase and say you have to count the cost. If you could finish it, or if you could make it or you can't make it, you just start it, and you ain't even sure, you have to count the cost. When you come in the street, you're supposed to count the cost. You know where you have to sacrifice, you know where you have to give up. You understand? You can't go halfway in. You can't want to say, alright, I'm going to stop eating pork, but I still like shrimp. No, it don't work so. You have to count the cost. You don't know what you could do, what you can't do. It's for you, it's not for you. It's either it's for you or it's not for you. Don't come and fool yourself, and then you come in here every Saturday when you can be partying. You understand? And then exactly. You come in here every Saturday when you can be partying, and then you get destroyed. Don't fool yourself. You're supposed to know where you are to sacrifice in this truth. It's like if a man and get a wife, she's supposed to don't know, alright, I have a husband, I can't do what I want no more. You understand? I have to cook almost every day. You understand? I got some washing clothes to do. She don't count in the cost. Because she don't know as a wife that she duty. We are spiritual wives unto the Lord. We know ways we duty. A man can't say he don't know. By the time a year pass, you're supposed to don't know your duty.
6 months as well.
You don't think about it, but let's get let me just say again. If we pay already become groomed in a sense. By the time a year pass, you don't know your duty, you don't understand right from wrong. You're supposed to be grounded enough to understand where you're for, where you're not for. You can't be coming in this years upon years and you like still in the show.
That's some men who in the years and still not giving diligence what they're supposed to
Now I
give
say,
diligence.
after a year pass and you like you still in the show, you gotta check yourself.
But I just wickedness too because they don't understand how it affects any other brothers around them. That's that, and I just think they think about themselves now.
See that you think of that, when you go back to where you just say that is not brotherly. Like I just tell men, I say when you're in a group, it's not about you. You understand? When you're in a group, it's not about you. Majority of the time, men don't see me here, I just be behind the camera. I don't have to be here, I'm doing something. I can't study, I want to say something. It's not about me, it's a group. You gotta study the brotherhood. You understand?
Like we were saying last week, different members make a group.
Exactly. It's not about you, you're in a group, it's about the group. It's not about you. You gotta do what beneficial or what good for the group. You understand? If my brother thinking about himself, he's not thinking like a brother. Brothers just make sacrifices for each other. You understand? Brothers just try to uphold brothers, try to keep brothers, try to make sure that brothers right. The same way a brother showing you love by talking to you is the same way you are to show love by fucking listening. You understand? That by itself is love. Because if I'm somebody talking to you and you're showing them love by talking to them and they're not listening, they're showing you the love you and they're showing you the love themselves. All of that go back to love. You understand? That's why I say since earlier, the work of the Lord is a 24-hour thing. Because you know we're on the streets here, we're doing videos, you know, we're making among brothers, you're making sure everybody cool, wherever the case may be, and you're making sure yourself cool at the same time. It's very hard to be looking after a man and looking after yourself. And the man you're looking after not trying to look after himself. What the fuck is that?
That's being a nigga, boy.
What the fuck is that?
Being a nigga in the
Think about it. What the fuck is that? What is that?
You're bringing the old habits, the old man never did. You guys are just coming and saying, so why are you here? I do a video like that last time. Why are you here if you're not working? So why are you here?
And I think about it, say I'll be a new creature. What you're a new creature, it's not just about saying you're new and you're in my
All I could do this morning to see a little bag case of water.
Yeah, when I good vibes, man, I can put it in the bag, yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
right?
Man.
Loving it out.
Yeah, man.
Can't feed you with that without water. Water is life.
I think commercials.
Yeah.
Nice.
The truth is like,
I think commercials. You water is like, according to the because the blood is the life. If somebody want to go and buy the water, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody want to go and buy the water.
That is 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 17. Right? It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of power?
Yeah. So the house of the Father is the Israelites. You know, because and that's why now you're going to start to see plenty of the Israelites.
Quick second there. I want to check the battery life. I'm trying to check the battery life to see.
Yeah, you could go there. If you want to piece up again, bring it on. Yeah, I read big piece.
Right, 50%. Let's making sure. The charging but it still go down now, so I don't make sure that it's at a certain height.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll bring it out again. In 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of power, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of power?
Yeah, so the judgment the Heavenly Father is going to bring it starting at us first. You know? So, and what are some people going to start to die from these plagues out here? And they're not even putting the plagues on the news.
Look how much of them don't start already.
And they don't start already. And you know what? That the Most High judgment, because at the end of the day, it's He bringing the plagues. Just like how He bring it in Egypt, it's He bringing the plagues now. You know, so that's why the brother was saying all the time you have to be covered with the Heavenly Father, the Spirit of the Heavenly Father in that day. Somebody that's get Psalms 89, verse 14. Real quick. The Psalm from 13.
This is Psalms 89, verse 13.
Yeah.
Thou hast a mighty arm, strong in thy hand, and high is thy right hand.
High is the right hand. Come on now.
Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne.
Justice and judgment are the habitation of the Heavenly Father throne. He controls justice and He controls judgment. This is the time of judgment. I think it's Ecclesiastes 3. It's about a time for peace and a time for war, a time for everything under the sun, right? This is the time of judgment here. This is the time because we see the prophecies fulfilling. We see the prophecies actually coming out. You know, because the scripture says it shall speak and not lie. You understand? So all these prophecies are being fulfilled right now. You know, so when the Most High brings judgment upon this place, we really have to have the Most High, the Heavenly Father, right? You know, it's a beginning an airborne disease. You know, that you're suffering and it had no hospital to help. That's why the scripture says go have plenty bodies dying by at the side of the road.
And that's like, we are not really, the scripture says how judgment will begin at the house of power, right? But who doing the works? Who really know the laws, statutes, and commandments? We. You understand? So it's even deeper than just the jakes and them all day.
Yeah.
You understand? Because we know the truth. We have the truth. You understand? So that is why we have to take heed to that scripture also.
I read me turn that scripture, you could go continue with it. Yeah, you go down, I mean. Yeah. Yeah, continue to read me turn that Peter.
With 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 18, it says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and sinner appear?
So the righteous shall scarcely be saved. You understand? So this is why we do the work, because why? If our brothers who run in this race will fall off. If our brothers who then fall off already and they don't even know they fall off. That's because they're not in the spirit, they're not in the right spirit now, boy. They're not taking time to do what the Heavenly Father required. And the Heavenly Father, He give us like, you see, when they're playing game, He does get a little one-up something. The little one-up is like fasting and prayer. You must feel when something not going right. If it's a spiritual man, why something's happening to you? Because you're not doing something. You understand? So you have to reset yourself, you have to check yourself. And the brother said earlier, examine yourself daily, boy.
Go down here.
Yeah.
It says, wherefore, verse 19, wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of power commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well-doing as unto a faithful Creator.
What? A faithful Creator?
Yeah, and it's
So I'm not going to say that you have to yield your members, boy. You have to learn to have power over this flesh. You know, because why? When you read Romans 8 chapter telling you how what? We are born of the Spirit now. We're not born of flesh again. But we are born of Spirit, so we do spiritual things.
and I'm just, alright. I will just read it over, right? It says, wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well-doing as unto a faithful Creator. So in that well-doing is doing where required, we're supposed to do. You know, that is well-doing. That right about happy would say, don't be weary in well-doing. You understand? Because we have to be doing what we're required to do. That as unto our faithful Creator, because if He give you the truth, if He give you this, we have the light. He give you the truth, He give you the understanding, the wisdom and this knowledge, right? We have to show Him that, hey, we occupied in well-doing. Do you know what we're supposed to do? What He's required of us. Yeah, so just like how a king will have his servants. Them, and He treating them good. Them will be doing what is required of them. Because again, He treatment. Again, whatever He giving them is what the work for. So it's the same thing with we. Where we have to do what is required of us. Because so we'll be doing it unto a faithful Creator.
If I could say, based on what you just said, if I could say, you see that it even a little tougher for the men of the Lord. And the reason for that is why. When you do work for a king, you just pay you one time. we hoping for that payment.
Yeah, you hope
That
that
faith, we have faith that we will receive that
God,
payment in
come
the
on,
future.
God.
So we're not even seeing that payment, but we
But we
believe
believe that we will
that
get
we will
that
get it.
payment.
You understand?
we serve the most faithful king.
Yeah.
No,
And
because-
that we believe in. Okay, that others are doing.
But next thing too, that's like man, right? Man will tell you they're doing something or they're gaining something, and when the time comes,
They could duck you.
they could duck
I
you.
fed up get that.
But we have faith in the Lord because He would never return unto Him void. If He says something, is this, is that.
But you have to believe
But you
that.
have to believe.
You have to believe it.
You have to have faith.
We talk about it in just to say I will give you houses unto people that have not known me, but they believe the things that I have said.
Yeah.
You understand? That's paraphrasing.
Just like, so like, yeah.
And you see how to talk about what you say in the scripture about submitting. Being submitting yourself is a difficult thing for people.
Yeah.
Because when you submit to somebody else, that means you have to deny yourself.
Yeah.
People are not good at denying themselves. They're not good at doing without something that they want or they like. Because in this truth, you had to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do without a lot of things. Sometimes you want, sometimes you might need it in a sense. You know, the Lord will give you arrangement and place to stay and all that, but there are certain things you might be like, I can really do this right now, and you have to learn to work without
Yeah.
it until the Lord bestow it upon you.
And also there's something we now say concerning like believing that way. You know, and it's just like before, like when you read the scriptures, when Israel going to war, you understand? The Lord has sent a prophet to let them know that all they could go up and all they go win the battle. You understand? So it all comes down to that faith and that belief.
And even when
But
that used to happen, it still had men that still didn't believe. That's why the Lord had said, if a man was faint-hearted, he still.
Can.
They still had men who, even though they might have seen the works of the Lord, they still didn't
Still
believe,
believe,
and
right.
they still had to stay home.
That's why it's so important.
What happened to the forefathers who come out of Egypt?
Can.
As they come out, them see mighty works, them see chariots and
Started
things.
complain one
You
time.
walk through the ocean.
Yeah.
And them, them see it first, eh?
But I think
Because
about
it was
it.
present.
But I think
But
about it,
I-
it wasn't given
bring
faith.
it up.
Yeah, but
But
and
man
that's
that
just show you,
believe it.
that was
and
that was
not
for
see
the
it.
edification to show you how wicked
Yeah,
these people
God.
is, boy. They could never hear, boy.
No matter,
You
even
could
if
never,
it,
ever
they say
hear.
well, work in your day, even if it be told you,
You won't believe.
you wouldn't believe.
You won't believe. You won't believe.
Take them out of Egypt.
And
In the
and
wilderness.
and
Bring you out here to kill me.
and then going back to
Yes,
devotion, you know, something what the brother now say here, it had me thinking too, is like, even like you say, even in this carnival, right? Even in the world of sports or whatever, how it will be the best at something. You have to want it more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Who you competing for with now. You see like football or basketball, they say Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was in the gym before everybody reached. And
he
he's the
last
last
till he-
person to leave
So
before
work towards it.
he worked towards it. He devoted his life then.
Yeah.
So same thing with this truth. He had to devote their life to it. That brothers devote their life to this truth.
Like
Starting with the apostles and elders
Yeah.
and great men stone, because
And-
we saw them leading by example for
Example.
years now.
Can. And a man will watch Cristiano Ronaldo and them fellas who training every day, even when they're on the break. When they go home from the club, they're training every day, and a man go admire that. Hey, he does go play that, he real good enough. So why don't uphold the apostles and them pushing hard the same way?
Yeah.
You understand?
I was saying something they were saying Ronaldo, they were saying when he was small, he used to play body puppy. I used to try to keep his ball away from the dog. You know how it is?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho. You know how it is to keep a ball away from your dog?
Yeah.
Imagine you training like that. And the kind of effort men is put
Yeah.
into being the best. You can't be wanting to say, like I tell our brother sometimes, you might watch brothers online, you might say that brother really, you feel he just wake up and become so.
And they just
No, that man is be studying, that man is be doing the work.
Putting in that extra.
Yeah. To whom much is given
Apply
of him
yourself.
shall much
Required.
required. You understand?
Apply yourself. And it starts real simple, you know. According to what you say in the ordinances, what the apostles and elders put down, dog, it starts simple. It starts simple, you know. And the videos where they put the what we require that men. They feel that benefiting at the end of the day. They're
Yes, sir.
benefiting you.
So you stay in the spirit.
It's benefiting you at the end.
Apostle about how to do a video about it. I find that so weird. Why he had even do a video about something like that? You say why it is. I titled the video. I think it was why do we have to be on you to do something beneficial to you? Why? Why a man had to be on you to do something for your soul?
You helper.
Yeah. And this is what we want here. This is the kingdom here. So this is the kingdom being built right now.
Yeah.
You understand? We believe this is the kingdom being built right now. Why would you want to be part of this? Why? What is pulling you back?
But faith is a gift. Not everybody has
You
faith.
know I know studying there. ordinances, right, from the apostles and them, right? Well, here one now watching me, right? They come like this. If a group of fellas, right, go to build a house, they go the mason, they go everybody in the different fields, right? But it come like this. What about if you have, like, say, 10 men? And let's call it a number. You have 10 men putting down blocks. Your work is to put down blocks, obviously, right? But it come like this. Everybody putting down a block, and you're not putting down a block. Or everybody putting down 3 blocks, and you're just putting down 1 block.
You gain all your element more.
You understand? So that one not studying in our way.
But he said that in the video. Come on.
Yeah,
He said that in the video.
He said the servant, the most I go cast with that servant. That's
He
the
said
first
cast him
servant.
into outer darkness.
Yeah. And they come in where without a garment.
Bind that man.
What you doing? You know what you doing? And that's why when they read Matthew 7:22, that's why the most I put that piece up there. That's why that piece up was there, Matthew 7:22.
Maybe say that to me.
Yeah. So Lord, not everybody, you know, we could bring it out for me for what?
I'll start from 21. This is Matthew 7 verse 21, right? It said, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. It said, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
The will of the Heavenly Father. You know, so the will of the Heavenly Father is for us to do what? To believe in His Son. And this is why we show when we believe in His Son, because why we could be out there. We out there doing the will of the Heavenly Father, we out there doing the work. But your house I did.
If you love me, feed my own.
Yeah, exactly. So we out there telling the people World War III is at hand. We out there telling people the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, it is going to be made mandatory. If it's not next year after, you know, somewhere they through the spirit, but it's sure.
We're looking right now, right? Like try January, they're looking to start a
they're looking because what you do, just here in mini Trinidad alone, what you kind of moves in making, what you kind of so it's so far left for the first world country, which is America, which is Babylon the Great. They feel the apostles are not going to be out there forever warning people. We will be out there forever warning people.
And that's somebody else warning. I was just showing you the other day. They were showing that in the budget, the 20, I think it's this year budget, the late one, or the one for next year. There was input in for the police, riot control equipment.
Yeah, riot control, the big shields and
and armored police vehicles and things.
Because
so
why them know because them under the order. So them know we're going to have an uproar of people who not going to take the chip other than the election. Because other people the most are going to put spirit on because they had to cause the riots.
To rebel, yeah.
They have to cause the riots.
It can go be we alone because it will be easy for them just to,
yeah,
you know, just to catch swing person.
Yeah.
And so that have a
large amount.
A large amount.
Race wars and things.
Yeah.
They don't watch the spirit and listen.
Yeah, and
all these buildings might be on fire, you know, you don't know.
And that goes back to what you were saying, considering faith and considering getting yourself in an order. Because at that time, things will be real crucial. You know, so you have to be in the spirit, in the right spirit, you know, to actually endure through that, because that is not no light thing. You understand? That's a frightening thing.
Yeah, the terror of the Heavenly Father bringing judgment. We always have to remember as the Heavenly Father Himself bringing the judgment. You can't escape.
And they wouldn't bring riot equipment for nothing.
Yeah. Everything they
That
have
to be
because
expected. They can't.
Continue.
Read 22.
Yeah.
It say Matthew 7 verse 22. It say, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils?
Cast out devils, but me never cast out deceivers and say, come in the works, you come in. You come in with your garment and a day and a day and a this and a that, but they're not sincere. They're not sincere with it. They're not coming with a pure heart.
Yeah, let's come and to say, well, they know our person.
Yeah, they're coming to say, well, they're just showing your face. And then someone showing you, but you're not doing no videos. You're not doing no videos at edification. You're not doing nothing when you come.
And hear what I saying, eh? They say like, the most I will pluck out the ones that sincere. We already know that, right? But a man who come in every week, you understand? And he's not sincere. It will show up.
Eventually we're getting dealt.
It will show up.
Yeah, men missing for a long time ain't seeing men. And men that's popping up after a while.
And the men not sincere and train up every week, right? So it will be hard for a man, or it maybe it'll be hard for a man to say, well, you know what? Yeah, but I have to go out and do the work study, right? Yeah, so I have to go out and thing. But the ones that sincere, we want to come out here, right? So that's why we give that devotion. You know what? Every week we have to go out and shoot. It wouldn't be a problem.
We want it and we know we have to
After,
come.
Order. These prisoners,
Have to come.
prisoners, I was saying, and I'm glad to be a prisoner.
Yeah.
I'm
Before they
glad.
be this kind of person.
This kind of
Yeah.
prisoner. This kind of prisoner. Some people that's just saying because at the end of the day, if we open, you know, to make it into our kingdom, it can't be just doing nothing. I want to make it.
You want whole kingdom and
You want whole kingdom and
other brothers.
and not only that, you want to sit
other
on.
brothers good.
You want to sit on a judgment seat to judge
And
yourself.
you can't judge it.
And how you do that?
Second Ezra 7, they say if a man not go through the perils, they say how could he receive the
How
reward
could
on
he
the other
receive?
side?
It come like this. It come like if you're riding a bike, right? You're riding a bike and you have to go over a hump. You go over the hump, you stumble. You know, hey, you know what? Next time I can't go over the hump like that. I'll go over sideways or whatever. So this is our learning process. We're learning to judge.
That's some men who fly over the hump every day. Some men have no chill, right? Chill flying over the hump. And they know the hump
And they
go.
know the hump,
They
yeah.
know the hump go dish to rim and still flying over.
And so that carry two-third going 100 for them non-shoot. For them, they run and shoot
Yeah, God.
by the
The sincere in the thing that's
Scott, you understand, Jeff? When I call him, hey boy, check man, making time for my Lord, and he Lord is no Lord, but
Yeah.
you know I do a video they want the same morning. I say, but he Lord is no Lord.
And the
my Lord is
sincerity.
Lord.
And he
make
disciplined
it-
to that
he
way.
Discipline,
disciplined to that way.
Disciplined to that way.
You're see with these in these other houses too.
Yeah.
The
You're
wicked
sitting in
seem
other
it
houses.
good unto them, you know.
You're sitting in other houses every Sunday. They go be in church. Some of them in church every week, every day. I mean, them in the church
They're cleaning it.
every day.
They can see that difference. Their Lord is unto vanity and self-pleasure.
Finish it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Get him.
Are we not over, right?
Yeah.
So, Matthew 7 verse 22, it says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have we not cast out devils? And in thy name done many wondrous works?
Continue.
Verse 23, it says, and then will I profess unto them, I know ye not. So sorry, Stark, yes, profess unto them, I never knew you.
Never. That I don't know you again, you know. I never know you.
You wasn't never sincere.
Because you know why? You can't learn to be sincere.
You was never
Sincerity, you can't learn how to be sincere. You have to be sincere naturally, right?
You can be taught how to go about it, but it's something that to be in
In
you.
you.
And that's the backup before you start there. Somebody get.
I'm finish it.
Yeah, continue.
It said, depart from me, ye work, ye that work iniquity.
See that what?
Work iniquity.
Disobedience, but disobedience is an iniquity. The scripture says obedience is better than sacrifice.
Can.
So you have to obey because men that use scriptures, right? Surely the Most High won't do nothing, but you reveal the secrets unto the servants, right? The same prophets, right? What's the first part? Surely the Most High will do nothing. So if he has to come and tell you to shape up or get act together, but you have to be more crisp and sharp like that. Who he going to use?
Even more simple than that. What is a
You go to
servant?
use-
What a servant
That's it.
does do not serve.
Exactly.
So I don't understand. If he's a servant and you ain't serving, what's your purpose?
Yeah, I'm getting Revelation 22:12 and Revelation 3:10.
You wanna want that cracker that don't crack nuts?
Revelation 22:12.
This is Revelation chapter 22, verse 12.
Yeah.
I guess no pull.
And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me,
Yeah.
to give every man according as his work shall be.
To give man, every man according. Every man according. So don't feel it getting away. Don't feel it getting away because the Heavenly Father said, behold, I come quickly, why? My reward is with me. So the diligence and the faithful, they will receive all the crown by.
And the
Yeah.
slothful will receive all the crown.
Exactly, and the slothful will receive a crown of destruction.
Yeah, crown and
That's how I
thorns.
said, yeah.
Whether say Santa Claus and he bringing gifts.
And let's get Galatians 6 verse 7 real quick. That's the back of the CD. Galatians 6, 6, 7. Yeah.
This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Say, be not deceived, power is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
That shall he also reap. And the brother say we trying to obtain mercy. This is why we do this, you know. Because we see any destruction coming, we see any plagues.
Okay.
So this is why we do this, so we can obtain mercy. You understand? This is the only way out. And every second is just 9 verse 5 or something like that. They say what? By works and by faith you shall be able to escape. So the works and the faith have to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Understand? So here we're going into 2020 and we still have to be holding and babysitting brothers to actually come and do something. No, it's not supposed to be like that. You understand what I'm saying? If a man don't want to work on his own salvation, who is me to help him? If he don't want to listen to the word of the Heavenly Father himself, who is me?
God, it's not about helping him, you can help him by warning them.
By
warning them, you help him.
What are you most to do?
Well, right, if you had to go tip for that, I mean you had to force him.
How much time you go on to?
I mean you had to force him. How much time you can't force nobody?
How much time? Yeah, please bring it down.
No, like just like we saying, I know studying something like considering like helping him and after you have to force him. So if you had to if you had to force someone to do something, right? Yeah, you go force him once or twice. And after on that particular thing you go leave him on that. But on other things you go be warning him again. You understand what I'm saying? So it come like this. You're warning a brother about video, you have to force him, right? Considering the videos. After a while you go stop with that. But he go be going off on something else and you go be warning him about that again.
See that way you know the rift come in. Because at the end of the day, if you even have to force a brother, it will be profited. You can't if a brother not serving in sincerity and truth to the end of the day, it's not going to profit him. You're going to be laboring in vain because he don't want to do it.
He don't want to do it. He just want to do it because
you're telling him something.
Yeah.
So he not doing it in sincerity and truth, it's not going to profit him in the long run. At some point he will fall off.
Yeah.
He have to want to do that. The Lord not looking for nobody, he had to beg him. You understand? Reading more piece of the Lord. God not looking for nobody, he had to beg.
So I'm looking for a perfect bride. Lord, I was keep on saying that. Perfect bride. Continue and bring it from here.
I'll read this. There's Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65 was from 12, right? It say, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. And when I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Right? It say verse 13, it say, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. And I go back into what I was saying. You understand? Even say it in Revelation, it say because you keep the word of my patience, I will keep thee.
Bring it there.
Yeah.
Bring the
That is
Revelation
what
sheet.
scripture.
That is Isaiah 65 from 12.
Bring the Revelation 10.
This is Revelation 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Yeah, the hour temptation. Which is what when they make the shit mandatory.
Yeah.
You know, and Jacob trouble is being you know, on the rise. Our temptation. So when they make the trip mandatory now, the spirit of the Heavenly Father already had to be on you to not take that trip. Because that's imagine you won't be able to do nothing in the society. You'll be able to buy nothing and be able to eat. You know, but that's why the spirit of the Lord had to be on you.
Yeah.
You know, the only way he will be on you is why he's near unto him that you don't love him.
And do his will.
Yeah.
And do his will. You understand? That's how the Heavenly Father, and that's why these people said, then you're going to know who is my chosen. Then tell him, know who is my chosen. So this is why we do the work. You have to do the work to obtain mercy.
And if I can say, I see our brother, I watch CC of Israel. He was breaking down that they could even talk about the beast that the Lord gone release on the field. You understand? All these beasts that gone be devouring people and causing madness. You understand? Even that the men of the Lord will be safe from. Why? Because they're doing what I do now, so they will escape those perils that are to come. You understand? You don't want to bounce a behemoth in your face and he watching you like kill.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
and
You understand?
Yeah, finish it, man.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
To try them that dwell upon the earth.
I think that word is oikoumene.
I know because
Yeah,
everyone,
everybody,
every that was the scripture say, Revelation 13, first all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That means everybody, boy.
Oikoumene.
And the uttermost part of the earth, where there is countries where still are native people and things, that might be the ones who might get away. You understand? But on a global scale, majority of the people are going to be forced to take this trip. Majority of the people are going to be forced to take this, and especially here in Trinidad, the mini America. Yeah,
that will
mini
be the goal.
America.
But
You
you
know?
see, it's going to be hard, just like we say, that it's going to be hard for the ones that the tribal people with in the bushes and things. Because you see, them east one, and when they're going and search out them jungle and things, to see the tribes and things, they just kill them by.
There's learn the ways first, then they just
Then kill them.
Now what let's do is go and study them. Like I
So-
see little the documentaries that show you like how they build pond from scratch and they just learn all the ways first, get what they could get from them, and then wipe them out.
Try to colonize them, make them into slaves,
Yeah.
take the resources. That's the arm on the so-called white man.
So they want to chip them too.
Exactly. You feel them in, no?
Let's finish this.
Bring it out there.
So the Isaiah 65, I was start from 13, right? It says, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat, but he shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. And I talk about we even drinking consuming poison and dying, you understand? They say, behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
We rejoice when that day come, we go to rejoice when we see all the destruction because we don't know, we don't seal. In the back of your mind, this is it, boy. They like the kingdom here now. The kingdom that's a little thing I hear, and you know you will be rejoicing.
That will be a beautiful.
Yeah, and everybody could be like, what going on, boy? Everybody gonna be like, thing, and they could be born down in the street and all, but they will not no shame them to born down and start to cry and all
When
that
I be
time.
grabbing up your clothes, you say, well, you go with this man, boy.
Nah,
We
sir.
hear the Lord with this man.
Like
go
when
with
them
this man.
trials and them full of like this place, like this place is Egypt itself.
Can
I mean, when they talk about with Egypt, it really means total bondage and to be a slave. I mean, to be in slave mindset. I know they were in slave mindset. They need them early in hand to say, well, hey, they could hold on to. You know what I mean? More than a house, a car. You know what I mean? Material and well. And they talk about spiritual. But them really had to hold on to. Because most things they hold on to is idols. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is wood and stone that can't even help them now.
money and all this either.
I mean, have a piece of it.
Yeah, just imagine this, right? It's another episode on South Park. Just for this is someone work day. When they just give up and it had no more money.
Yeah, nobody in the ATM at all.
no money at all. Like the money that's lost value. But you know, mad people started going here.
But you see, when in Venezuela, they're making hat out of money, bag out of money. It's like, you know what I mean? It's very strange. Yeah? The paper dollar, it have no value in paper. The so-called white man know it have no value in paper. The real value, the real currency is gold and silver. You know what I mean? Like the real currency. And still gold and silver cannot save you. You know what I mean? But that's strange, you know? You know the true currency, so it come like this. A man go on a rocket. When you on a rocket, you can get 500,000, 500 million, whatever, in paper dollar. But when they run a rocket now with the microchip, you can't run a rocket with the microchip there, so they go know how that money going on. They can easily take back the digit on the thing. So it come like if you get a free credit on the phone, they can put it back. You know what I mean? They get free, you get 100,000 and I think they could even trade back. Where you get this money from? Where you get that? 2 jugs, alright. If it's 2 jugs, let's see if you get 2 jugs because this money can't come. Where you working? 500,000 just so? Nah.
But it's
pull back.
your total recall.
Then pull back the record where it was. When I get out,
Everything,
is that total recall or someone? A time, something I think it's time.
Someone of them thing.
Justin Timberlake.
You transferring money right there, so
The numbers
and
in
money
your
is
hand.
time, yeah.
The numbers in your hand.
And that's a symbolization for the chip going.
Yeah.
That's for the chip going be money now.
So a man come to buy drugs from you. He send the money from here straight over to you in your wife. You understand?
You see the
So
IP
they'll be able to trace everything.
Yeah, because you have to know exactly where was at that time.
Yes.
And the transaction and the
Yes.
And instead of spifing, they just put in the
That
code.
is really why. Like
And they say,
yeah.
that's the new advertisement right now. When they come in the restaurant, and everybody laughing and smiling and dining, and they say, you got cash, and what's it like cash? They pull out the phone and think what they pull out their hand and they
But
scan
in
it.
Trinidad, yeah, they have a thing with like a flash drive something. When you plug it in, you put it in your phone, and say like if Vegas or Bermuda or one of them go one of the places with supply.
Yeah.
You understand?
Everything is cool.
You punch in a thing right there, and the money transfer in there. Some of them don't move with cash.
Yes, cashless.
Cashless.
But now we come into the comment of cashless society and the internet of things now. So we go be that's why they bring out the 5G technology and the 5G technology, you know, is anyway they're spotting it, anyway they pick it
Because
up.
realizing this paper money is too much black to run it. I'm going to put on our bank robbery and 500,000 easy or 500 million easy. You understand? So when you go in the bank and it have no cash and you only deal with microchip, where you gonna rob?
But I think that next
Where you gonna rob?
I think about it, not just about racket, because we know that they the spirit and God put on them to fulfill this. Because some of the biggest racketeers in the world is the bankers. Some of these bankers out here is the biggest racketeers in the world. But prophecy must be fulfilled.
Yeah, the whole system when they created it, so system is based on racket, lies, thief, robbery, rape, everything, murder.
You see the man who was in some bank, and that person taking out 5 cents out of everybody account.
I think I hear about 1 cent. I hear about 1 cent.
So you take when I 1 cent or 5 cents, you taking all that from everybody account.
Everything. But the bank itself robbing you every day.
Every single day.
So that's it and racket. But
Exactly.
there's what the Lord actually put it in their heart to do, because prophecy must be fulfilled.
Yeah, because we want the implementation of the chip to be made mandatory, because we don't know you outside right on the
That
corner.
next step closer.
And but you're outside right on the corner when they make that mandatory, boy.
You just peeping, so just waiting to
I don't know what you waiting to hear to say. Everybody gonna be like, yeah, boy, that madman was right on the corner.
I tell you, they're gonna look for this man here. They're gonna look for this guy.
But look at how we can see it.
No, in fact, we know it.
No, plenty of them will have some that would.
But at that time, because we didn't have to go to school and do a degree, do a master's, and come on, bachelor's and whatever. So that's stuff is racket. You know what I mean? When they just watch out
Yes,
this
we
racket.
stay.
So a man to think about making a holiday like Easter or Christmas just to make money. Racket.
I'll skip to for it.
I mean, that is racket.
It says,
Yeah, man.
it said in Zechariah 8 verse 23. It said, thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold, right? They say, right, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that Yahweh is with you.
See, so don't be grabbing it.
Guy, we running down that guy. Hey, you know you was talking about this thing, but we tell you what to do.
We'll be looking for answers in those days. And when we get no answers.
And you hear like the scripture say, for the know you with Yahweh. Yahweh.
Yeah, see, because know that the power size with you.
Because you go back into Ezekiel 33.
Oh, we can't tell them nothing because they didn't listen before.
Yeah, because at the end of the day.
It's elbow.
Scripture say what I tell them.
It's elbow.
Because at the end of the day, at that time when the Mosai just shut up the prophets now, yes, make the prophets, you know, stop talking.
They are precept on what exactly what you were saying there. You said at that time, when you ask, say what you can tell them in that time. You said in Jeremiah 15 verse 2, right? It said, it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? So now they want to know what to do. What we should do now, right? You understand? It say, then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine.
And the scripture say you go number to the sword.
Okay.
Because when the Mosai called and he stretched forth his arm, all they refused. And the Most High say what? He will laugh at the calamity when it comes. So the calamity coming on the nation here now, a majority of our people still are asleep. Majority of our people still are asleep.
And why? Because
You
they want
understand?
to be sleeping.
And this is what has happened to Jake's mentality now, boy. And this is what slavery to us too. And the Most High really destroy us as people. You know, because the only time when Jake does really learn is when they feel something now.
Something going bad with them.
Something going bad.
Or when it happens close to them.
Exactly. That when they just start to question and scratch their head and say like, hey,
When they
boy.
want to sing psalms and pray.
And cry unto the Lord.
Somebody come and tell hey, boy, yeah, you're that Israelite. Say that's right. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear nothing.
The things good.
Things
But you
good.
know, it's actually that, you know?
Continue here, don't they?
Let's have a piece. You say, yeah. You say, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity.
Captivity to the captivity. You know? That's why this kept that same way. Because they have kept patience now, boy. I shall keep you from the hour of temptation. The Most High will keep you from that, boy.
That's right.
That's why we don't think about that. We don't think about why
prepare
going
for that.
to, or why going to, or I going to run here to hide from no.
You're going to stock up food.
You're
You
going to
can't-
suck up
That's
your
why
man.
we the precept say, don't get no thought for tomorrow.
No. You're going off. So when the faith in the Heavenly
Yeah.
Father, with the faith, because even how the Most High fed our forefathers. Now my
Yeah.
man in the morning, my them fellas and them there.
Raven,
Raven
bringing bread and meat.
yeah.
So I said you.
I'll say a piece.
I piece up here, and somebody get second Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. Somebody. But this is the time of the day, your faith ready, level ready have to be high.
This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see that ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded.
Any look at the generation of old boy. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all forefathers, but King Solomon, King David. Any of them was confounded when they trust in the Heavenly Father. What's Elijah? You know what the prophets about? What the prophets before? What the prophets before? Stephen gets stoned to death. Stephen gets stoned to death. And so much Yahushua, the greatest prophet. And Yahushua even had he died because he thinking that the Heavenly Father forsaken him. And but it's just the way of the Heavenly Father. Yeah.
But when I check it out through history, what the Most High was really building them to, and even Yahushua Mashiach was building them to, this faith.
Right.
We are always telling them to just have faith. Peter, you're like, nobody just, all he was building them is to have faith. You know what I mean?
That faith principle, it was for one thing for what? One of the principle thing that faith was for was to endure what I had to go through. Because he had to constantly be praying. So you say he was sweating blood, he had to be building his faith to go through, he had to go through. That's what building your faith is for, because that last exam coming. That last exam not going to be 1+2. You understand? It's a serious test we're going to be faced with.
Bring it out there.
Look at the generations of old and see that ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded. Or did any abide in his faith and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
The Most High ever despised when I go back to the generation of all our forefathers, even if they was faithful to death. And the Most High was still with them, even beyond death, because why? They saw the paradise.
Yeah.
They saw
And what I say, I could because how some men go watch that and say the Lord wasn't faithful unto them. Why? Because some of them end up dying. You understand? But sometimes that is a part of it. That's how it is.
Exactly.
That is your walk.
And I know they're just so because the prophets also who was prophesying. My madam had to die and face the judgment same way. Because they was living. You understand? So they had to die and face the judgment the same way. You know? Watch out, Yahushua died. Yahushua had to still pay for his sins.
Exactly what I'm talking
And Yahushua is the greatest prophet. And he had to still pay for his sins.
That was his luck.
That was his luck. So the same thing with the other prophets who died. But the scripture say, make sure and tell you, look at the generation of old. Any of them are come from them who trusted in me, right? They trusted in the Heavenly Father. And that the day and that the time that we are entering into, you have to trust in the Heavenly Father. You trust in the system. You go trust that the white man go have spare you and have life and you know. But for majority of the people want to take the chip anyway.
It's a man like Jordan, maybe thinking, well, if I take a chip now, and the next side, he gonna make me over my brothers. I could be over the other Jakes like just like before. Thinking everything will be in a good state for them.
Is it one family member that not going to pay up to take that shit?
Yeah. Even them, hey, we go and if you tell you chat your thing is we go and kill you. If you take the chip, we go and kill you. And we go and kill the family. And all them kind of things.
Yes,
That's taking that.
I think I do this post.
You know what? I already hear you say you was growing up in this mountain. We got to put them your mother and all the
That's it, yeah, they go deliver up. Deliver up.
That's some guy I watched already where the place was in chaos and had this guy and he had a woman and he went underground to meet his brother and the woman sell him out. The woman flicking the come to she and the bug the phone.
The dark man.
Yeah, the bug the phone. I might forget the name of the movie, but the bug the phone and she snitched on him. When he come outside and he watch out, he see the white man watching him. When he watch up in the window, he see the man watching him and close the window. So you don't know she was snitch on him. They will snitch on you. They will snitch on you.
Yeah.
Cut last the head. What? He went that away.
Yeah. That's why we have to be wise. You know, so when we see shit put off, then to that discernment, just like you were saying that.
It's a gift.
It's
Something
like
you haven't built.
Done.
Especially when these Jakes out there had nothing to eat. And you hire everything they come in and spoil it like madmen. Stuff.
It's just second, it's just
We're going to be killing people out there.
second, it's just 16.
All them in long young girl and them going to be running from fucking men. But they think one no law. They think one no law in the land again.
We'll be running for men, or you might have one that will be under 12 man.
Yeah.
She had to pass through all 12, but she knows she prefer to deal with them and eat than to go and something like just lick she up. Like the kind of madness could be going on.
Yeah. As I say, destruction. So let's imagine destruction at all costs. All costs. All costs. You know? Then First Thessalonians 5. Start from verse 1.
First Thessalonians 5 verse 1, right?
Yeah.
They say, but
Powerful chapter.
they say, but of the time and the seasons.
For the time and the seasons, so we're supposed to be measuring the time diligently. We're supposed to know what season we're in, we're supposed to know what time we're in. Continue.
They say, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, right?
Yeah.
That the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Yeah, continue. So you come into the street, you're nobody. You know. Nobody had to come and tell you the most side the father coming in. How much time you go tell you that you're supposed to, if you do that already in the truth in the light. Continue.
Expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
They say, for when they shall say peace and safety, they say then sudden destruction cometh upon them,
Done.
and travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
And they shall not escape. You know the day of the Lord. Who gonna escape the day of the Lord? Nobody can escape the day of the Lord.
Just like all the bumpers and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All the banana skip, that can't help them.
And why the scripture, I think it's in Luke, and in Luke he say, watch and don't be caught up in the affairs of this life now, but so that day goes to overtake you, you know?
Yeah.
On our ways. And so this is what we do, we watching the news. You know, we watching the prophecy being fulfilled, because what Bill Gates about a disease could kill about how much 30,000 people across the globe in less than 6 months and all that kind of thing. Why Bill Gates doing them thing? Why? Because they showing you the scripture said it, they go tell on themselves. So them had a disease in play, you know. And then their agenda is to have a new world order and wipe out the majority of you Jakes out there. You understand? And the rest of Jakes remain going to be chipped and be made slaves. And that is the whole scheme of the matter right now. Continue.
Our priest different, right?
Yeah.
They do Deuteronomy, the one we was talking about now. They do Deuteronomy 32 verse 39, right? It says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me, right?
Yeah.
They say, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So you can't escape.
can't escape when the Most High said something and the judgment is sure. The judgment sure. Continue Thessalonians.
Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 5, right? It say ye are all the children of light and the children of the day.
Children of the day, because we are the what? The children of light. Yahushua was the what? The light bearer, right?
The morning star.
The morning star. So if Yahushua is the light, that means Yahushua is in us. And the sense that the scripture say, be careful how you handle the Most High word, boy. Because another title for Yahushua is the word of the Heavenly Father. But he is the word, he is the light.
Okay.
And the sense, so if Yahushua is in us, we're supposed to be more vigilant, we're supposed to be circumspect, we're supposed to watch around every time. We up, we watching, we waiting for the day of the Lord. You know? We waiting until the prophecy is being fulfilled. That way we can get the people warning, because we are watchmen.
Okay.
Continue, yeah?
Okay, it's over. It say ye are all the children of light,
Yeah.
and the children of the day. It say we are not of the night nor of darkness.
No, we are not of the night nor of darkness, because we come out of that state of ignorance to this truth. So we understand where's the latter end now. You know, we understand, hey, it has nothing better here. No? As the brother now said, it has nothing to hold on to. What it has to hold on to in the system? When they come into this light, they realize, but wait, now the system is full of racket, boy. It was made of bloodshed, rape, war, murder. Oh, yeah. The kingdom must fall.
I always promote daily.
Yeah, that's how I show you. Watch it at Halloween the other day. Watch out how much people start to miss. It is going up on the social media and saying this one missing, this girl missing, this girl missing, this man missing. Hey, real people missing, boy.
Real people.
All of a sudden. All of a sudden.
I said the boogeyman Jason. Boogeyman Jason. Now that movie they say Jason is actually the election and taking them for the body parts and sacrifice.
Yeah.
I was reading something on Facebook the other day with a fella who was in the Navy in foreign now in America, and they find the man with the organs missing, right? The heart gone, kidney gone, liver gone, everything.
Yeah, they have to send the organs.
Our business, yeah.
Our business, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that the elites way feel they want to live forever.
And it's a Jake, eh?
So they're taking organs.
A healthy Jake too, because what they eat,
Yeah.
you know you eat that stuff is healthy.
Everybody wants to live. Everybody wants to survive. What they want to survive for is not because they say they're going to survive off our money. No, they want to live. So you know what? They will pay you about money to get a lungs or a kidney or so they know that's important.
Yeah, a millionaire established $1 million company, and if he's sick with something, he need a kidney. Hey, that's on any black
You want to
market.
get a kidney from somebody and somebody else feeling for a kidney.
Could be one of your workers and all.
In a high box.
So they are, the First Thessalonians 5:6, it say, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Let us watch and be sober-minded. Let us watch and be diligent. Let us watch and be focused now. You understand why we sleeping and going back into the world. Sleeping and going back, forget that my way.
That's not my state.
Yeah, slum by state, you know, it start off like the brothers in senior, brothers in here from here, and just all of a sudden you just disappear. And that's how they just go and come completely back to sleep in the world now.
Okay, remember when it's sober, there'll be song. There'll be more song.
Yeah.
You understand when it's sober?
The scripture say what? I think that's Ephesians 5 verse 16 or something like that. Say that you are walk circumspectly.
Yeah, not as fools. I think that's exactly the French precept.
When I walk, we look up the word circumspect. Circum means a word, circum like around,
Yeah.
and spec means to look. So it means
Yeah,
to look
look around.
around.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you have to be looking around, you have to be alert, because why? You don't know Jake's mad out here, boy. Jake's mad out here. You could be walking on the road, and a Jake marking you from quite up in the corner, so to wait to do something wrong. You have to be watch around, you have to watch
It has some marking it for months.
like a python.
I was watching a video on Facebook too. Two Jakes walking a couple yard. Take off the chain and the position, I think, and make them go in the house and search all the rooms. Yeah, son, come back out when you're walking out now to go the way. One just sit back and realize that have a car in the yard. You know don't go with the car too, right?
They go 7.
Reckless out there.
So verse 7 they say, for they that sleep in the night.
Sleep in the night, when I was sleep in darkness,
Yeah.
ignorant, they're like ignorant state. So if we see light, right? We coming into the darkness, but the darkness, the scripture say the darkness comprehend not the light. Understand? So even like how we teaching this truth, we have to be aware how we shine the light too.
Yeah.
Understand? Because we don't know it grows darkness with the people. So you have to move it, wisdom. You have to move it wisdom, because while we are the children of the light, right? And this is why we could be able to say the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. Because while we are children of light, we're seeing it. Understand? We're seeing it. It has nothing to hold on to, as the brother say here, it has nothing to hold on to in the kingdom called by. Seeing it because why? Children of the light. Bring it now.
It says Colossians 4 verse 5. Right? It say walk in wisdom toward them that are without.
Walk in wisdom. So we don't need to fight, we don't need to get on, we don't need to argue. If a man do not believe in the scriptures, a man do not believe in the Bible, why are we talking? Why are we talking?
Yeah, look it up. A man comes earlier, and we say, think, who the Messiah was. He was a Muslim. I say, yeah, but Muslim, right?
Yeah, you don't know, you don't
carry
know.
on that.
Yeah, you don't know the kind of individual they deal with.
I say, according to the Bible, he was a no, he said Moses. He said Moses was a Muslim. It's Moses. Abraham was a Muslim. I think he said Moses too. He said Moses was a Muslim. He had a beard. I say, according to the scriptures, he was a Levite. Which is one of the tribes of Israel.
And they are gainsayers, actually. Gainsayers, they hear that.
He might be Islamic, so that was his taught.
Exactly.
You understand? But I'm not going to cut. If you don't believe in this, I know one carry on conversation with him.
It's just like if you out here every week. That's like when you warning the people. If them been taking that warning and they're going against the scriptures, do even carry on that. Just leave them on that.
Because there's nothing in them, they are without.
But the thing is, when they come up here and they say what they have to say and believe what they have to believe, they hear the word. You understand? So that witness unto them.
He's this ocean god name. We had to try that.
Aquaman.
Ariel father, right?
Oh.
Ariel
big
father.
beard.
Yeah, you want the big beard, who are the king of the sea, in Trident. I hate to see that ship in pitchforks.
Man, I don't believe in all
But it's about three van pass with us in there.
the connection.
Connection.
But yeah, the probably going on one of the cool plus and
Bring
Remember,
it
hey,
now.
you know why not? It's a pattern. You know why it's a pattern? Because every Sunday,
every Sunday.
you know realize
There
that?
are certain Sundays that I see, but I don't see them every Sunday. But it has certain Sundays that I
Most
see.
Sundays, you hear them playing the
Yeah,
shepherd
but the whole
song
Sunday them
and
pass.
yeah.
It's a pattern. I see a pattern, but it doesn't mean every single Sunday.
Bring it up now.
Daniel chapter 12 verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
A big piece of it, right?
Yeah, big one.
A real big piece of it. Because they're stuck in the ways. The wicked will not understand. Because they're stuck in the ways. Just like if them believe in everything they do is right. That's some of them so wicked. That them will be doing the wickedness. And I'm telling you why, no they do the wickedness.
They just
thinking
right.
it's right.
Only God could judge
Yeah,
me.
why?
Yeah.
What's the wicked right?
They know what they're doing is wrong, but still
Yeah.
doing it because
Yeah.
Because why? They fulfilling the flesh.
Because someone, when they do the wickedness, a wicked person, when they do the wickedness, they feel good in it. Like if they do something good. You understand?
I thought Esau just feel every day.
Like if they do something good.
Yes, Esau say when he study, he can't sleep until he do something.
It ain't no time to not do wickedness.
Yeah, bring it down,
You see the Revelation 22, I'll start from 10, right?
Yeah.
Revelation 22 verse 10, it say, and he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book,
for the time is at hand. And that time is what now?
Right.
You understand? What it actually be revealed unto men, what these prophecies actually mean. They say, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
Yeah. Man, because you are the most I only is only like he concerned about.
God.
You understand? It's only because the only elect the script that says it's plain to the word. The script that's plain to the word. The elect, it plain to the ones who supposed to what to read the scriptures now.
Understand it.
Understand? That what it?
Yeah, say, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Let them be holy still. So when I come into this truth, the script that says continue. Continue. I think this First Timothy chapter 3. It's a continue or Second Timothy chapter 3. Continues down the things that you have learned now.
There's been much, you know. There's been nothing hard and tedious. I mean, continue with the statutes. You know, keeping Passover. You know what I mean? Brotherly love. You know what I mean?
Continue the works.
You know what I mean? Continue to do the work. You know what I mean? I was telling the bar last night, and me and the bar a long talk last night is that when you look at your life and I better pass, and you know my man might weep and a man go cry and so forth and things, it's not because, you know what I mean, it's the impact that brother had on you and a boy. You understand? And that is brotherly love. When I check back and I say, you know boy, this brother treat me really good enough because the impact. This brother deal with me good. Whatever wrong he did to me, that I can stop talk to him. And when I check it out, it's nothing. You understand what I say? So when you check the impact of a brother having an impact on it, that's a great thing, boy. It's a real great thing. You see why this brother treat me with the love,
Yeah, I see.
this brother treat me with the real love, boy. You understand what I say?
And you drive out of that place,
You know?
Anybody more scriptures? Get that this.
Are you finishing it after Thessalonians?
You see, so the 5?
Yeah.
About 7.
Yeah.
He said, blessed is the man that he hate me, watching daily at my gates,
Was the,
waiting at the post. Proverbs 8 and 34. Proverbs 8 and 34. He said, blessed is the man that he hates me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my door. For so findeth life, and shall obtain favor of Yahweh.
because you know what? Yeah, because when you're watching daily, you know exactly where it is coming. Son, that goes back to giving diligence and he any most side, any word. Son, so when you giving diligence and you're watching at the most side gates, son, you know how to warn the people properly. Son, and you know because you know where it is coming, you seen it. Where's the word like where's the like overseers now, boy? What's our word, boy?
Sheep.
Yeah, son. So when you give another diligence, you know where it is coming, so you know to warn the people. You're watching at the gates daily.
If I can say that priest about talk about watchman on the high tower, what I go back to, you see them, see constantly brothers, they'll be watching things that happen in that other people don't usually see. And they just watch them things and they just go and make videos so that people could watch it and be alert. And then we come out in the streets, we just teach it to people also. That go back into that, being a watchman, you're constantly watching different things that are going on around the world, and you're making videos for men to be edified by it. You understand? Because them is not good watchmen like you. That was your appointed job. You understand? Your appointed job is to be a watchman unto the people, to make videos so that when they watch these videos, they will know things that are going on in the world. At time I was on work, I talking to a woman. Something I telling she about, that God never even thought she might in life. She didn't know who is Rothschild. Like, them things never crossed your mind in life. That wasn't given to them to just automatically know. That is for we to search out, and show it to them.
Then do you know the enemies?
Yeah, that big one, you know, so they don't know the enemies. So that's why they getting destroyed right too, because why? They don't even know the enemies. They don't even know if they have enemies.
Even the animals know who's the enemy.
They think the enemy is in the ground with a fork and the devil so in the ground with a fork and horns and trying to fight them down. And
Some of them not even so deep. Them believe the enemy is somebody who crossed the path or somebody who
The neighbor who like
You understand who like them? They believe that they
Kill
so deep to
the
say, well,
enemies of the people
on that
that
ground and all
would
them
train
cannot
on
be
the
average.
truth.
You understand?
the next thing he say, them sometimes them feel the enemy is we.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Devils
point he
is
just made.
mad, man. You
It's like
know?
just a good point somebody make.
Yeah, but it was the same thing with the outside. Same thing with the outside. Oh, and what we doing? Same thing outside. Do tell them the truth.
We
You
never
understand?
had no semi-automatic rifle. We never take no plate over nobody's food. We never have no food over nobody's plate.
Well,
So that's it.
at least not GMS.
You know what I mean?
At least, yeah, at least not-
We never
Yeah, hey. At least the GMS for you.
we ain't selling drugs. You know what I mean? We could be enemy, we never create this like we didn't want to do man. Never create them.
Never
So that's why telling them that we so brothers we kill for that. We so brothers get killed for that.
Same thing for you. Was there?
You know what I mean?
The outside.
Yeah, because you know what? Just tell them here what. Actually, that way in there, it's slavery and slave mentality. You know what I mean? That way high in slavery.
They don't have to just say, have I offended you?
I become an enemy because
So, you know, you see, and that is just to show you the mindset of the people in it. They rather get lied to. You understand? And be comfortable with that.
lie and be dumb to it.
Than people tell them the truth, they want to kill them for that.
They
Or they
rather
want to
get
do them
lie and
harmful.
be dumb. They rather be lie and kill that. You know what I mean? They rather be lied
Than die for the
and
truth.
die with the lie than to die in the truth. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And now you see, we already know their state. Now we gotta work on we state so we won't end up like Peter.
Can.
Because when you tell Peter, you say before the cock crow three times, you will deny man. You don't want to end up like Peter. Peter get the blight for that, but you wouldn't get the blight for that. Because Peter was made an example for men even in time to come. When they actually faced with that trial, if the spirit in right, what will happen? They're going to betray the Lord. Before the cock crow, they're going to snitch, they're going to sell out.
I said the race the swift by the time in 15 years in the truth and fall off. You know what I mean? That's what paper dollar. That's a microchip. That's when really when things are to go bad. Man turn on man for paper dollar. 15 years you get in the truth and you ain't thinking about that brother. Fall off because of that money, rocket and money thing and well, yeah, you can be programmed for it, but let's say things is like that. You had to watch and you had to say, well, I wonder if I program for that. You had to watch yourself and wonder, say, well, I wonder if I program for that, boy. Because everybody programmed to be the, nobody can does what the most I put for you. Nobody can do. That's like when Peter say, hey, I will go down dying. You know what I mean? Peter still fall. But that don't mean if Peter fall, he cannot get up and walk. He cannot get up and turn back. You know what I mean? Peter still had the faith. Peter still say, well, you know what? Yeah, he see he was going on dying, but really when he comes out of the crew, he gets injury. You understand? It does happen. I don't mean he can't get up and still act forgiveness and walk and still try to walk the right path. It are men who fall off and went downhill.
That thing about it, Peter was ordained to stumble, not fall.
Can.
For men who are ordained to fall, they're not going to get back up because die there a lot.
Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 15. It says, if the wicked restore the pledge, give again the hand that he had robbed, walk in the statutes of life without committing iniquity, he shall surely live, he shall not die.
Ezekiel,
Correct himself, he correct his
33
mistakes, he do
verse
shit,
15.
and he fix it. When there's some men in the future to come, they're not going to fix it. You got to take a chip, you can't fix that.
And now we get talking about the Israelite wicked, that the Esau wicked. But the Esau wicked is programmed to be the devil. Yeah, he cannot do good. He never ever do good. Nothing what he's done is good. Nothing.
I have a scripture here, but I'll bring up about forget it and vex about those who do good but not unto righteousness or something like that. I refer to like men who get charity, like the rich man will get charity, but it's not in sincerity in our way. You understand?
vain, vain. Like they will be doing
Verse
it
16.
vain because that's
They're
what
just doing it for publicity or good look.
Verse 16, it says, none of his sins that he had committed shall be mentioned unto him. He had done that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live. Yet the children of thy people say, the way of the Lord is not equal, but as for them, their way is not equal.
Yeah,
That's
and
this thing.
and what the house is just say, the house is just say, boy, the most I not equal, the most I not just
Enough fair.
enough fair. Because by the watching everything on a corner level, understand somebody dead and somebody got rip up or some kind of thing. Oh, how the most I could do that? Like the judgment of the Heavenly Father. Do you know that spirit? Do you know what that spirit do in the past life? Do you know?
And the next thing about it, people problem is that they just measure fairness towards their likes. If everybody was to talk about what fair pertains to what you like, what's gonna be fair? Fairness is what the Lord say.
Yeah.
If the Lord say this is good, it's good. If the Lord says it's bad, it's bad. That is fairness. That is fairness.
Perfect judge.
It's fair for a man to have more than one wife, yes. Huh?
But why I saying, I think the most I ordained this, right? Why it's so hard for you there's nothing for? What's so hard? That is the most I tell her that because you know this year it's sick for you, that's sick meat. You know what I mean? This can get sick bad. Why you watching it like
And it's your own health.
It's hard for them because it wasn't ordained knowledge. They said the gospel be him, it is said to them that are lost. They will never comprehend it
And why we people are destroyed? Because of the lack of knowledge.
because they wasn't given knowledge.
They will hear it, but they wouldn't take
You
heed.
see it.
And you see that pork,
They go
you
receive it.
see that pork topic what he don't bring up there, boy?
I just get a, well,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, man,
That's
stop
spiritual,
me.
like,
Say
that's
jail?
spiritual thing.
Yeah.
You kill you for
Yeah,
that.
you don't eat
you know?
pork. Why you don't eat pork?
Yeah.
Just so.
Jakes, you see
I tell
Jakes?
them, I don't eat Riley. But I eat I just say, I don't eat pork.
That's a problem here.
Bacchanal is a
Yeah.
problem.
Jakes, yeah, what's that? Jakes, you hear Jake say, hey, you tell a Jake, what's that? You ain't supposed to eat pork, you know. They say, but you mother, that is sweetest meat.
Yeah.
When that
Yeah,
was
sir.
deadly, it's sweet.
wise to do evil.
And, yeah, and you will show them, you know. You will
Yeah.
go there and show them,
They don't
hey,
want to hear.
this is what can happen and you continue eating pork. Them don't want to hear that, boy. You know what I say? But everybody has to die one day.
Something had to kill you and them kind
Now,
of
when the scripture say is we get in Hebrews.
it's like we telling, let's like telling our man, right? Yeah, it's okay to have sex, you know, but there is protection by the king, huh? You go in, you know, I like it raw. I like it raw. We're telling them, but hey, I need protection, but don't worry, because the sickness real.
Yeah.
And so I like it raw. When it's dying,
Then after that,
I just realize.
You see the
I wonder
man.
if the Hebrews 4 verse 12, right? They say, for the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. They say, piercing even the dividing asunder of soul and spirits and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. And this way it is used to already discern men's heart. If you show them in the scripture like the wrong, and they want to tell themselves it's right, then it's through the scriptures you can know that's a wicked night. You understand? It's through the scriptures. there's no-
Because if they're wicked, don't take it. That's because you see, another thing, you have proof, boy. You will show a Jake, hey, this is proof of something, and they still wouldn't take it, boy. But tell them something that nice in them ears, and follow it wicked.
Yes, sir.
If it's wicked.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, man.
What is the message this morning? Let me hear it.
Everybody posture go behind.
Huh?
I saw everybody posture go happen answer that question.
Oh.
I can come out of the camera.
Not the sun, not the sun.
Oh, look at that right across on our side, nothing, but you know, just body posture.
Yeah.
Message because
I believe in the Israelite. You know why? I'm a follower of Christ.
but why believe in the Israelites? Because followers of Christ don't necessarily mean that they believe on Israel.
Christ comes from Israel. Right? People don't know that. When we follow the king out there, you have some in common. Some Christian, some Muslim, some Catholic, whatever.
Which part you don't have?
Huh?
Which part you don't have?
I still live in America. Yeah. Up in New York. I see big people like on the street. Israelites.
I like good vibes.
Why you say? Huh? Why you say?
I will see.
Yeah.
IUIC.
In New York.
United.
Yeah, there's a difference between them and us, but they do preach similar things, and one of them is that the people of the scriptures, what they call the Negroes, you understand? That thing is a
Not like Negroes.
No, what they
Or
call
so-called,
Negroes.
so-called
What they call
Negroes.
Negroes.
Latinos and
We
Natives.
be talking
I can
about
tell you something. The first people in earth from Egypt are never Negroes. Right?
the people who were slaves in Egypt. Were
Negroes,
called
like
class as
foot
Negroes.
race.
Huh?
Egypt.
No,
Started in the Middle East.
it had civilizations even before
Listen,
Egypt.
life come from Middle East first.
Come from the Middle East, yes.
Yes.
And then
spread.
it went down to,
Spread.
you know what was that?
I know. You have,
And then from there, his 3 sons, after they came off the boat, they migrated. And one of his sons, which is Ham, is a progenitor of who you call Egyptians, which are, I believe, called people of Mizraim. Right? They are Mizraim. They are who they call the Egyptians. And they are
so
from the
I
descendants.
can ask you something.
Yes.
What is the mission to do?
My mission is to feed the sheep. To teach the people of who they are,
Yes,
what
but,
they're supposed to be.
but the sheep will follow you as a shepherd again. You know why? This thing they call it the ganja. They follow them more than you.
Well, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's for who's supposed to hear and follow. It's not for everybody. Like one of the things we always try to make plain in this street. This is not for
A man rather go in a bar than listen to you right now.
I see lots.
Are we glad for that?
I see
Are we
lots.
glad for that?
Yeah.
We glad for
I
that?
see lots. We job is
Yeah.
not teach everybody. It's to teach who is supposed to learn.
Yeah.
That's all.
True.
You say I was sent on to who? Yeah. You understand? Scattered abroad. You talk about that in James and James 1 and 1 Peter.
Yeah,
Save my sheep, hear my voice.
Yeah, can you sit here his voice?
So it's not for everybody. Even though we preaching it and everybody can hear, it's not for everybody to
I
have.
know you try to be the shepherd, but you can't control the whole flock, you know.
You're supposed to
we're
control
not
it.
supposed to be
You're supposed to. We're the ones that are ordained to
Going
hear.
astray. Right now, flock going astray.
It was ordained to watch. Guys did a lot. As I was saying, for you to have a chosen, it must have a non-chosen. If you're running a race,
I
for some
didn't-
to win,
I-
some must lose.
I use Psalm 4, Psalm 30, Psalm 35, Psalm 121, that's it. Yeah?
That is nice things to
I read
read.
Bible,
but-
that'll be a Bible, I read that.
Yes, read Kings, yes, read Leviticus.
I know Kings.
Yes,
Exodus,
read all them stuff.
coronation, yeah.
All them things you're supposed to know. If you're from the nation of Israel, these are the things, if you believe, you're supposed to follow.
This is the
You
wisdom.
understand?
That is the
just
wisdom.
somebody can bring that for me. The Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, what
Deuteronomy,
Deuteronomy 4:6.
4:6. Read that verse.
Says Deuteronomy 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
I start from this one.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even of the Lord, my power commanded me. That
this,
he, yeah,
this is what Moses was given to teach
Yeah.
the children, you understand?
yeah, that he commanded me that he should do so in the land whether he go to possesses it. Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is in your wisdom and in your understanding in the sight of all nations.
So there's your wisdom and understanding inside the nations.
All right.
Because scripture say that we is the light.
All
Once
right.
that we is the light.
Let me tell you something. Moses, when he accepted that commandment, on the Ten
Start with Moses that received 10 commandments. He received 10 commandments, yes, on tablets, but there's also a reason why he was up there for 40 days and 40 nights. Moses wrote something that they call the Torah. And the Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible, which is called the books of Moses.
6 and 7, book of Moses. How about that?
It's five books.
That is the black magic of Moses.
No, it's five. No. Have no black Moses of Moses. If you were to tell me that with Solomon, I would more quicker accept it.
No.
But Moses was a man of the Lord from birth till death.
I was in England. I see 6 and 7 book of Moses.
That is something that somebody else
Somebody wrote that.
Don't get caught up in that kind of books. The scriptures show you the end of Moses. And the scriptures show you Moses. The Lord tell Moses to go up on the mountain. And so up on that mountain he died and the Lord buried him. He didn't have no time to go off and write no dark books. You understand? That is propaganda that people putting for the people to read and be true.
Now I tell you,
That never happened.
that Bible, written about 5 times.
About 5, it have many different versions, yes. The three spirit, we believe
White
in
man,
this version.
white man. See that Bible for no black man.
They have some elements of truth the way you say.
Why you feel that? Why you feel that? Like, why you feel the so-called white man? That's like when the so-called white man create HIV,
Black
AIDS,
man.
and N1 and bird flu and mad cow disease, right? why you feel take that the scripture the Most High and try to tamper with it?
Yeah, tamper it.
But why you try to do that? But why you try to do?
To control the black man, the same thing I tell you.
But why is the black man? Why the
Because
black
when the
man?
black man remain a slave.
Right. And why it was them and no other nation? Because they're the strongest, the most intellectual, the most what to say, mentally, physically, spiritually, ordained strongest people on the face of the earth.
Also, it have other
Tell
nations.
him. They're not strong, they're so powerful.
No, they are.
Yeah, they are powerful. They are
They
most
are.
powerful.
The scriptures refer to Israel as the sons of God. The scriptures refer to Israel as the sons of God.
So why does go to Africa for the oil?
That's all right.
And Africa, the most black diamond. Black diamond, the rarest diamond come from Africa.
No, but the land had nothing to do with it. The land had nothing to do with people itself.
Yeah, but they're raping the land.
You know, raping the land, but that had nothing to do with what we're talking about pertaining to the people. And the reason why.
That is why, no, it's not control. Because they only have power for Africa.
Well, it is power. But
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, we don't
Africa
care.
is a rich nation.
We don't
Real
care.
rich
We don't care about the land of
I
Africa.
will be
I study
destroyed.
Africa.
We don't care about the land of
Watch me
Africa.
some later.
Our land is the land of Israel.
Yeah.
We don't care about the land of Africa. We
But
care about the land
brother,
of Israel.
I still live in America, I still live in England, I still live in Bahamas, I was in Dubai, I was in Germany, I was in Venezuela, Bahamas, several countries. No super money talking to you now.
You travel all these places. Where you really learn?
Cultures, food, people, religion.
But what you benefit out of it? Like what you benefit? What you
Experience.
Like
Yeah.
all?
Max, a question.
Like all experience?
That's all.
Do you believe in this Bible?
KGV? King
King James
King
Version.
John
Do
Version.
you believe in this Bible?
Yeah.
Do you follow this Bible?
I want who?
That ain't just an answer. Many people have a Bible, don't even read it. Say if you believe and follow this Bible.
I just follow the Bible.
Just follow this Bible. You believe in it?
Every morning I do King James Version. Psalm 4. Open Psalm 4.
Will you read this morning?
Psalm 4.
I don't believe plan Psalms.
Yeah.
Plan Psalms.
This scripture is bigger than what you think it is, but because it have laws, statutes, and commandments to live by. That what
He's a young fella, boy.
That's all.
I was 45
You
now.
don't talk, you don't speak. You don't speak. You don't get the flow and you don't speak, right? Now, the scripture itself, it have laws, statutes, and commandments to live by. That's what the brother's asking if you believe and if you live by it, right?
I believe.
No, one of these
I live by the
scriptures-
commandment.
Well, one of the commandments, one of the laws.
My wife leave me 10 years ago. I never had a woman again.
Alright,
don't
alright,
like only
okay,
commandments.
alright. I can speak now.
You don't like
Right.
the commandments.
One of the laws and one of the statutes, or it's a commandment. The man is supposed to really shave your face and them, right? You know what?
Why King Solomon shave? And shave his head.
Wait. You see that you have the scriptures? You see that you have the close off. Right?
The man we don't follow the scriptures because we just share one of these, a simple law, which all law is law, but I'm just telling you, like,
Everybody in Egypt follow him.
Because they are not Israelites. They are not Israelites. Where's the close off?
he goes up, hey, you want
Once
to give
again, we want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, to double honor to the apostles and the elders that rule well, pushing the word day in, day out, and teaching us this truth, breaking all the scriptures properly for us, so we can understand through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Say salutation to the Akim all across the globe that pushes the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in all truth and sincerity. Now we say Shalom.
Shalom Sila.
If you want to learn more, you know.
I know Jewish language too, you know.
Jewish and actual